I don't think.
Why doesn't it ever show me that you're live?
Yeah, does still saying video.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. That's loud.
My channel.
It's still not coming. Have you up? It's still not coming up.
Yeah, I should have.
There it is.
Oh, there I have it.
I'm still fucking... Tablets are slow to update.
You that a bit.
You only stream to YouTube, don't you, like?
I do. There. Right. Yeah, so now I'm streaming. Fuck, so the ping goes from 70s up to 100 and summer.
That's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I see it. I see you jumping around.
Yeah.
That's weird because I haven't had that issue yet. Maybe your modem needs to be restarted.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe whoever your internet company is trying to send something down the line to clean the signal, whatever they do. Maybe it just couldn't. You can't get it because your motor hasn't been restarted.
Maybe. I'll restart it after the stream and
I come in.
mm-hmm.
Of course, watching this and installing a Windows update at the same time, probably not the smartest.
What is... Which one am I on? Road one, back one. What are you on? You're on...
I'm going to the middle.
yeah.
There were 4,500, so I have 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So you get half as long as.
Close cover, tip back. You know, tip side.
Oh, you're only dumping it.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow, YouTube is way behind, huh?
Uh-huh.
Pity they didn't give what you call it the big trailer they gave it to potatoes the other day.
Mm-hmm. There. Forgot you can dump both of these together. If you position
can,
yourself
once you
properly.
Once you set one, you can set the other one then.
Yeah.
You just have to change.
The one to just tip to
There
the
you go.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, and change the. Because you have to be on it to tip it.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a stream, you're just tipping now.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good...
Driving back to the field by now.
yeah, I'm just coming out of the store now.
YouTube is so
You're not that far behind, sir, because you just turn a note for me.
Mm-hmm. What?
See, now you just pulled off that grade. You're going down the road now.
Yeah.
That's right, I was watching Sky News Live and on YouTube and Sky News Live behind me. And I went from 3 seconds behind to 3 seconds in front on the TV. Refresh YouTube and you're 3 seconds ahead again. And then it goes to behind.
Yeah. The it's interesting when you've got somebody upstairs also watching something, and you watching the same program downstairs, and you stand between. You get that, you know. No, I didn't go too far. I was confused at that moment because I saw you all the way back up there, and I'm like, This is the one where if you go too far, you have to back all the way up.
Yeah, you don't want to be backing all the way. Because you've no gate entrance down there, do you?
No.
The other side that you have the gate entrance, the gate into the field, whatever it is, 20 is right down at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll fill again the back one first, because it's easier.
Except you missed.
Except I missed. It's okay.
Yeah, see, you're filling up, and on YouTube, you're just coming into the field.
This ain't gonna go well, is it? No, it's not. Dollies, I hate them.
Yeah, so like with 2 trailers you might have some hope, but not with the dolly on the back. Like, it's handy on this map. That trailer combination is brilliant for going around the map.
Yeah.
But for
Not actually working.
going backwards, no. So long as you're always going forward, the dollies are good.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I moved down your table.
Yeah, but even with them, I've yet to get him to reverse a trailer with the dolly on the back of it.
Right. I was just gonna say that's the tricky bit. Because
Like, it's fun in Euro truck or American truck when you're driving the. I prefer the B doubles and jump, but like you can reverse them some bit.
yeah.
But like you get the fucking turnpike doubles, or you get the pups. Not a hope.
Because as soon as you lose it, it's done.
I mean, I know it can be done, yes,
Not by me.
or by me. Whereas at least with the B double, you kind of, because you can, your pivot is kind of right for it's easier.
And that's the biggest thing with having the dolly on the back of this is the pivot is you now have 3 pivot points.
Yeah, the pivot
Yeah.
and the pivot isn't behind the tractor. The pivot is in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the dolly becomes the pivot.
I mean, it's just a question of getting your angles right, but
Mm-hmm.
trying to get in your head how to get the angle right to move your trailer, to move the dolly, to move the trailer.
And because farm sim friction doesn't work like real world friction, it's always like it goes the way you lose it so fast, and then you're done. You're like, okay, well, now I just gotta go forward. Hope you can go forward.
I said, yeah, dollies are good, but you really, like, you can use a small tractor, but you need to be going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's the roots. These are sugar beets.
Yeah.
Yeah, sugar beets.
You need the topper. But yeah.
No, it's sugar beets. That's fine. One pass, you're done.
Yeah, because at least the pickup is behind you and not off to the side. I'm so lousy with anything that's offset.
Yeah, hopefully that new GPS that Whoopster's just working on would appear possibly has a better offset on it than the original GPS. Because the thing with the potato harvester was you could only set, because it was so narrow, you couldn't set 1.5 meters offset at 3 meters off the center of your tractor.
Right. Yeah.
You had to set it up as your work implement is 1.5 meters, but it's offset. Well, you can't offset by that. You can only offset by 3/4 meter if your work width is 1.5 meters.
0, yeah.
I may as well park here and wait for you to come back up this way.
Yeah. So, like, you need to be able to set your implement off at 2 meters to the side, and it is only 1 meter wide. If you can do that, you'll fly.
Because Courseplay had no issue with that thing.
Oh no, course I could do it because you could tell it. Because it was 2 fields down the road if you wanted to.
When you look at these textures inside the trailer, the sugar beets look huge.
Yeah.
You ever see a sugar beet in real life? They're pretty big.
Mm.
I was surprised
Not
the first
that
time I first saw. Well, I tell you, I saw a video of them field dumping sugar beets, right? Yeah, probably not that big, but they were field dumping them and they were picking them up with a front loader. And some of these things were
Oh, they're big. That size, like, it depends, like, but they're, I mean, they're,
good sized cabbage. You know.
yeah.
Come back.
Yep.
Trust
So-
me, you want that texture instead of individual things. And
Oh, yeah.
Because can you imagine the frame of that?
Mm-hmm.
If every sugar beet was its own thing.
And
Yeah.
if people want movable loads.
Yeah, no, I'm all set.
And we kind of had that in 17 anyway, didn't we? You'd get that line, that streak,
Well,
like a condensation line or
No,
something.
you'll have. It's not a flat surface.
Hmm.
But what people want is
Yeah, actual
actual real
movements.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physics within the trailer. So all the grain will move to one side or
I
whatever
had
as you
that
turn.
today.
You did.
Never ever had that thing fall off like that before. That was weird. Oh well. No, I'm perfectly happy with the build
Yeah,
test.
so if your trailer rolls over, everything spills out, like, and all of that. No, that would be more possible, I suppose, because you just give it like
Well,
a shovel trigger.
people who
yeah,
want
because
to.
with
People
tip
who want.
anywhere you could do that. Yeah.
People who want that. There's always. What's that other one? Farm what?
I can't
the-
add in any of the farm. None of the farm games do that yet.
No, there's that.
When crops had sported with
No.
it, they would do dynamic loads.
Not that one. The one that you have to build things. You have to repair things. What's that
Farmer's
one?
Dynasty.
Farmer's
Farmer's
Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
Well, that
Farmer's
does it.
Dynasty barely
That,
has.
if you drop your trailer on that, does it spill?
I don't know, but you can spill outside it. You can spill over the trailer, can't you?
Yeah,
Onto the
you
floor.
can spill all over, but it doesn't. It disappears.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't have tip anywhere. It doesn't
And
stay in a
same as if you put, like, you can put one crop on top of another, but it just disappears or mixes it up your crop.
Mhm.
Kevin, your farm, remember Kevin's one who's done all the hours in that.
pure farming
Yeah.
will do that too. You can mix crops in pure farming too, but there's no like you can't. I don't know. I've never tipped a trailer over any of it.
So I think with pigs and that, they should have it so that you can make, like, especially in a trailer, pigs, like, you should be able to throw everything into a trailer and make pig feed in a trailer.
Yeah, and then just dump it out.
No, I get the mixed stuff is slightly different because it has to be mixed, but like pig food is just all dumped in on top of each other and
Yeah, grain and friggin'
off
sugar
you go.
and some canola and dump it in a trailer. Be done with it.
You should be able to jump, even if it's just specifically that, or
I mean, at least we've got trailers now that will take two different loads
well,
in the same
yes,
trailer.
no, yeah,
Not
well, it's
all
still
of them, obviously. but-
two different trailers. Sure, I haven't actually looked at see how it's set up, but I would assume it's two different trailers.
Somebody figured that out in 17 with a fertilizer and a seed tender, right? With two different particle systems and everything. And basically what you had to do was, one of the particle systems was an attachment to the trailer, so you had to drive on, it would float in the air, and you would drive
Yeah,
under
so
it.
that's the same. Although they don't, like, that sprayer from South American map had liquid and
Liquid and
solid.
solid, yeah.
I'd say hang on, I'll stay where you are. I'll empty it and then I'll just clean this bit up and then come back to it.
One of
Okay.
Lindbergh's did that too. Lindbergh's was the first one I'd seen do it. Lindbergh had a solid fertilizer to spread it up. That would spread liquid with a tank on the back you could attach to it out of the same bowl. It was a little laggy, but it was cool. It didn't
So-
hold very much, but
Is this version Sam Guy compatible, Roy?
Yep.
Yes, it just doesn't give you the grass fields.
there's another
get one.
version of the map.
Yeah, it's the release version because it's been released on PCSG, and it's currently awaiting. No, it was to be released this week.
Got,
Okay.
what did you tweak? You put in more grass fields.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
changed that fence on the corner, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was there something else you did as well?
Well, for version 2, for those on FSU, on the from over version 1, it was all the barbed wire fence got updated. It was the FS19 road textures. There's.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because
But for the version that we previously had on the server, it was just field 41 and 42 become grass fields on a new game. I don't know if they'll automatically update over time.
They're not grass on here, anyway.
No, I mean when it comes to regrowing, if they'll
All right.
switch over at that
Possibly.
point. But
Well, I would assume that all stays in the save game, and that it's the save game tells the field what it is, as opposed to the game telling the field what it is.
yeah, maybe.
One more one field 40 is grass.
No, 40 is,
Four.
but no, the two in front of it are as well.
Yeah,
All right.
41 and 42.
Okay.
Because you have to go through those 2 fields to get into 40, so it was like, may as well just have them as grass fields.
Yeah, well, I was going to plant them as... When I bought them, I was going to plant them as grass. Sell them back.
And then obviously all the
Sell
plots.
them back and then get on for bail emissions. Yeah, I'm good, Roy. I've only got 1,500.
Okay. So. The Styrum X180.
They're probably coming back.
Yeah. So that's a medium base tractor then, the 180. Yeah.
Which one?
200,
The one you have.
180 horsepower.
Yeah,
Max.
that's the big
Okay.
Styro one, yeah.
Can't do an engine or front loader work.
No, that's it. What have I got? I have the Valtra. I don't know what Valtra I have. Valtra something.
So there isn't another Styro after that one. This is the biggest Styro.
No, the other Styro is only fucking 100 and low hundreds. It's
Yeah.
even around 100. So there's only the 2 Styros, yeah. And that has the front weight. It doesn't have the 3-point.
Yep, so it does.
Not a bad tractor, but I just am against tractors that don't have a front weight.
Yeah,
Or
I'd
that have a front weight and nothing else.
I'd say you've got the Valtra N, which is the high, small end version, which is like 100 and some horsepower.
See, do these actually show up as being leased if you go into
No.
the garage? I've never checked.
No, they don't.
So they don't actually show up anywhere.
No. It's so you don't accidentally send something back, which is, I think, an oversight, because ideally you might not want to lease everything. You might already have some, you just want to lease the equipment that you don't own.
You just leave them in you just leave them down in the shop.
Yeah.
Just don't move them. It would be nice if you could pick.
'Cause if I go lease
So like it
equipment,
says in this,
yeah.
like that you're getting a tractor, the harvester. So it'd be nice if, well, we have our own trailer. So therefore, I only want the bead harvester. No, there's not written on.
Yeah, there's nothing else on the side.
And then instead of paying X amount for whatever, you're paying a fraction because you're only taking the topper and the beet harvester.
Because,
But that'll probably be a bit too complicated.
yeah, I'd say you've definitely got the N, which is 145 horsepower out the box.
What's this looking for? I mean, what's the
The beet off.
for?
Sugar beet technology. It's not going to be there. It's going to be there, isn't it? Beet technology. 185.
I think the front looks for 70 odd, isn't it?
Which one have you got? Is it the red or the yellow? The red, isn't it? So
For which?
185 and 85.
Right, and then the front more or the defoliator.
Yeah, 85. And then the back one is 185.
So like that's looking for 200 plus. So
Yeah, so it's an upgraded engine on that one. So it's the 201
I mean,
horsepower
this thing
Valtra.
This thing does 53 kilometers an hour. That's fast enough. Like
Oh yeah.
Right.
just one of the bigger ones. That's.
I'll go around and then meet you on the back
No,
pass.
stay there. Or yeah, just line up. I'm at 3,500. Yeah, so I'll meet you up at the other one. Go on.
Yeah.
Which one do I have to change, Roy, to put the grass into the last save game?
Cultivator texture and fruit density. GDM for you.
GDM.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that will also set all your fields, so any that you'd ploughed will be reset.
I don't own any anyway.
Oh, okay.
I'm just doing missions.
Resets everything back to
Yeah.
what you will get when you launch the map day one.
Well, I don't
And
think
you
you have to
haven't
do the
changed-
cultivator. I
didn't
think it's only
change
fruit density that you'd have to upgrade. Because it does...
Didn't change the buildings either, did you? So,
No, I started without any buildings.
yeah, no, I didn't change any buildings. The spawn point for the logs was fixed, not logs, wood chips, because where it would have you jump would be at the barn. So it's now drops you on top of the sell point for the wood chips. Because I noticed in Reefy's video that you'd get, he brought the green icon up, tagged it, and it was showing us the barn, and I'm like, huh? Shouldn't be doing that.
And you don't spot. You've changed the wood point in that since V1 as well. Was it the animals you had, or was that
The animals, the barn?
V1?
No.
That was in V1, wasn't it? You've completely redone that area
In
there.
V2, that's all changed over V1.
Yeah. So we've just had it so long. We're trying to think what's actually V1 and V2.
Yeah. And the building obviously being changed because it's had a ramp going up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That whole building with the animals, the spales,
Yep.
and the sheep, just the wall, that's all been changed. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you took out the extra spawn point for the sawdust.
What am I doing? I should actually... How many passes can you do before you actually need emptying? Is it
About
2?
3, I think.
Okay, so I'll see how you are when you come back down on this side, and if you...
Right, at the
Because it's
moment,
theoretically it's getting smaller and smaller, so you should be able to do a bit more each time.
Well, no, because I'm going across this way. It's not getting smaller and smaller. Maybe slightly, but not a
Yeah.
whole amount.
Yeah.
Like I'm at 3,000. I'm at 3,000 here. Since there, so there are probably 3 passes. I should get you at the bottom again, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. So theoretically I should be able to get you on the next pass back up the side that you've just done.
Like theoretically it should, but the end isn't actually straight, so the end is curved, so it's not really getting any shorter.
Yeah, that's true.
And these ones are the same.
Mm-hmm.
They were so slightly slanted, but not. I'm at 5. Oh, you're good. Yeah, I'm at 5.6 there now, so I only have 400. So yeah, if you actually just pull up there. Yeah, keep going. I'll line up and do.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So you're just rubbing wheels, it's fine.
Yeah, plenty of room there.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least a couple of, at least a millimetre. You're good.
Yep. So I'll let you swing around, and then when you're going again, I'll go to the sell point, get rid of this. That way
you're
I'm not...
full again, yeah.
I'm
No, actually, you go forward
33,000.
'cause this you go because that trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I've got rear steering on this, so the back end will kick out
Mm-hmm.
and end up taking you out.
Oh, the dead zones feel so much better now.
Oh, you have they do, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Unless they only take effect when you've restarted the game. You didn't restart the game the last time. Although it should
No.
tell you then it should restart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should automatically
Graphics
restart.
It restarts if you do your graphics.
Yeah. Oh, the hedge into one of the laybys, I've made the gap slightly wider, because originally I'd made it smaller, but I've made it that just a little bit wider.
Boy.
I think it was the one going into field 36 in that way, or it was going into 38. Maybe this one, 38 and into 39, or 37, 43, whatever.
I was in one of the roads there in the middle, like
Yeah.
you made it wider.
I made so you can just swing in a little bit easier, because it was like, well, if you have to do potatoes or cotton in there, there's no way you're getting the cotton harvester in there.
Well, I got the cotton in alright, but it was 57-point turn,
Mm-hmm.
but you could get it in there. Like, it was wide enough. It was just tight.
Yeah. But saying that, that sheep, the road down, I think it was the sheep zone. I brought the hedge a bit further in towards the dirt road
All right.
because it was extremely wide down there. So it's a
We've
little bit
narrowed the
narrow.
road, is it?
Yeah.
The whole road.
No, just the top first half. Because the second half looks okay.
And you changed that corner going into the farm.
Ah, that side.
But you didn't change. You left that pole to block the cotton harvester going up to the farm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, lovely sunflower. So, did your fields turn to grass, Kevin? Guess he's not
Yeah.
there. Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, all I had to do was change that, not the cultivate.
The fruit density GDM.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does that mean I'll get more missions now?
You'll get baling missions, definitely.
All the missions will come back again, I think.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, either that or it'll be telling you to harvest something else in them fields.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to
Okay.
pull up beside me there.
Yeah.
You're saying Sourfield 41 with potatoes. Okay.
And there's a grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so obviously missions are broke because you done that.
Oh well.
So you may not get baling missions on them. Always buy them and
Right,
resell
sell
them. That might reset the missions on that.
Yeah, I don't have the money for that.
Take the loan out.
Here's all that taken out already.
Oh, okay.
111.
Sell
yeah.
one of your field. Oh, you don't own any fields, do you?
I only own the part where, like we've got on the multiplayer.
Well, have you put any sheds down, no?
Yeah,
Alright, you can't sell it, so.
and the sheep.
Yeah, see, if you hadn't put them, you can't sell it with place buildings on it.
Oh, I'll be able to buy 42 though. What lower can I have? 90.
Chase the birds away. That's where the dog should have come in handy. Would come in handy.
Chasing birds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I've never seen a dog chasing birds in the field.
I have. My dog chases birds all the time, and cats.
Hello?
Well, no, I've seen dogs chasing birds. I've never seen dogs being used to chase birds in a field.
Her ears went up when I said birds.
Peggy 3 though.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like, you know, instead of giving you whatever that dog is, a Rottweiler or whatever, they could have given you a little terrier. You could have used them to rat the straw piles, straw
Mhm.
bales. Right? But oh, we can't have that. But George Saunders put up a video of his terriers putting rat a big pile, a big straw stack, and man, the world went insane.
But then, you know, it's okay for kids to watch, what was it, Tom and Jerry raised after the mouse?
Just blowing it up. Yeah, but that's because nobody dies.
That's because the mouse always wins.
Yeah. And
Nobody
Tweety
dies.
Pie and,
Sylvester.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's when the cat eats the bird and then gets told drop it out and he drops it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, but I've seen some terriers rat hay piles, hay decks before. They don't screw around.
Hi, Jeff. Ooh, that was lag.
Better, Roy. That fence is a lot better.
The fence. Oh, the barbed wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been there since on the serve, though. You had that in the previous version.
No, it's in the. Is it the fence or the way or the
Oh,
corner?
the corner.
The corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't actually
Going
seen.
into the-
I didn't actually take any notice of it yet.
That's a
Going
lot
into the
better.
main farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that. Yeah, all right, cool. That was.
Well, that's because we wanted to get the self-drive potato harvester up there.
I might not get.
Whatever about not getting the cotton harvester up there, self-drive potato harvester kind of.
Well, Jeff, V2's out now. It's on PCSG. It's you click on the original one, the one that was V1, and you'll see that it's been updated to V2 now. FSUK expects within the next week, because
Perfect. You better get it perfect.
yeah,
Well, no, 'cause if you get it perfect, it gets taken down, or you're working on it too.
Speaking of that, I wanted to see if Sutton Farm was back up.
well, the only thing now that is on is a giant warning, which well, that's not even a warning, is it? It's just the transform group.
It is. Well, it's not. It's a warning, but
But-
yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with me. It's not on my end. Can't do anything about that.
Neither
That's
is a
giants
fence.
for yeah.
Right.
It's a giants problem.
Mhm.
Just tell you that the most popular mods on FSUK are from 2000.
From 2000.
Tells
So-
you the people are giving 19 a go.
Your FS19. Oh, that's V2 that's going. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's sitting here on the trending mods page on FSUK, but that's fun.
Thanks, Bud, for subbing. Much appreciated. You're going to get this on there, and then yeah. So
I'm going to do this one, go back up, get that tin strip.
yeah. So I'll
then
park
I'll
over
probably
this
empty it
side.
and then do the last bit.
Yeah.
So if you park between
Yeah, I'll park
top
here.
one, where are you? Yeah,
And behind
park
you.
there. Then.
Mhm.
And I'll drive up to you.
Yep. Because you can empty into the rear one, because there's still plenty of room in there.
So, Roy, you're kind of a big deal. Do you realize that the only maps for FS19 on FSUK are
Yeah, I know.
they're the only ones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but there was a perfect one there.
Because Sutton Farm is apparently gone.
Yeah, there's well, apparently in the editor, if you opened it up, there was you'd be welcomed with with an image of a cat, and then you'd zoom out from below the ground, and then you get the farm or the terrain, but all the trees and everything would they go blurry from a distance. So I don't know if he asked for it to be taken down so you could update the textures or something. I'm not sure.
Only because I was thinking, when I get bored with Ravenport and I need a new contract.
Mhm.
I mean, said I should just do it on this because there's so much grass in this.
Can I join Discord?
Oh, here we go with this now.
It's not my Discord, so I can't say for sure.
Oh, did they upload the little star auger wagon? Oh, they did.
Yeah, and one of the bulldozers.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I like that little.
But there's too many auger wagons. Oh, really?
There are, yeah.
Oh, just enough, just the space you needed, eh?
Perfect. Well, I'm going to get you to pull forward because I'm going to
Yeah.
kick right. Go on.
I was gonna say you are gonna take it off the view of the trees, right? Is this gonna stop at some point? Stop trying to So just stop.
That's right. Took about an hour to update it.
Yeah.
It keeps
And then it didn't
going, and then-
update.
yeah, that's what mine's gets about halfway there and then fails and then tries again. I have to restart the computer because I wanted to use some follow-up because it's not 20 degrees in here right now. Saturday, the cold store will be open.
They've done the dirt. They've done something to the dirt. It looks better than what it did in 17. On the wheels anyway. I don't know if it's a combination of the paint peeling, damage effects, or just the dirt.
Well, 17 is when they fixed it so that the tread of the tires isn't dirty. It's just the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I still think. See, now this is a 17 convert. See the wheel shader. See how much the wheels are pressed down on the trailer. I missed that on the tractors.
Yeah.
They changed the wheel shader on the tractors. I mean, maybe it's not realistic, but I like it better when the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was kind of overdone in 17.
Like, you know that IT runner, when it's loaded up with grain, the wheels are pretty squashed down. It looks good that way. But whatever. I mean, the visuals of Farm Sim 19. I mean, you can't really complain about it. They're pretty awesome. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that they've added, you know, the trailer moves on its own, you know, adds ballast to turning. Swinging left here. It's called downforce, added downforce. Because I'd seen that in somebody else's stream, and they was running the more that mass mod thing that adds more realistic weights values, and it was, is this a problem with that particular mod, and that's why the IT runner is having this issue? And it was like, maybe. And then in BP's stream, it's like, okay, he isn't running that mod, and yes, it's a problem with the IT runner.
Yeah, but you see, it's set up. Realistic weights is fine, but joints have set up the suspension to deal with their weights.
Yeah.
I've never, because I used like I said, I used a modded version with the open slurry container.
No, you're going fine where you are.
Yeah, never had a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna leave that one beat in the middle of the field.
That one beat.
Can you see the one beat up there?
I can. Farm boys that want to say farmer dad was here.
Yeah, this one is just there, staying there.
It will add fertilization level to the next crop.
That's not our field, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice screen.
But it's not folded up unless I'm. Oh no, it's not unfolded, it's pipe, isn't it? There we go. Not that it matters.
Did you adjust your field of view?
No, it was the it was the script, not the scripts, the
Well, you
the
did
converted.
adjust the chest.
Well, yes, but it was adjusted by somebody else's files.
Did you save your all settings? You did.
I did. I backed them up.
No,
Go
go back.
You're set way far back compared to
Mm-hmm.
like the standard 60-degree field of view.
Yeah, this is set to 80 degrees.
I'm going to do it for the combine. I don't know. See, the problem is you can't do it for individual vehicles.
Yeah.
I'd like it for the combine, but I don't want it for the tractors. I'm all right with the tractors.
Mm-hmm.
Because the mirrors are basically useless anyway, so there's no point in having to be able to see them. And a lot of them, like this one, has a grass mirror too, which is fairly effective.
Yeah, the only mirror that's actually, apart from the grass mirror, is the one on the left. I can see the trailer. The one on the right, I can't see jack. It's just all the hedge.
See his hedge, yeah. And you can't adjust them. So
No. I mean, I've just took a right-hand turn and I haven't even seen the trailer. It's just, yeah.
oh yeah, you don't see the trailer out the right side of the
Mm-hmm.
because that trailer follows the path of the tractor pretty well, even for a drop bar. These little agroliners are nice. I like those. Probably the best trailer in the game.
Right. Jump out
for
of that.
for the smaller trail.
Field 24 finished. How much did we get extra?
There you go. So that can all be completed.
1,000.
Bye bye. It was fun.
Just pulling up to the grade now.
Yeah, it's not bad. 7 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Did you complete it? You did.
No, I didn't cash it in because I thought, there you go.
Yeah, actually,
I
no.
can never get it to do that. Dump both at the same time.
You have to dump one, then change it to the other one, and then dump that. And you have to have one. You can't dump on your tow bar.
Right. Yeah.
So
Are you paying money back off the loan, right?
we
So
can
you're
do,
over
yeah.
grand.
Yeah, we can definitely do. Yeah, so
We don't need to buy anything like that.
no. We may as well pay off the loan as much as we can, and then, you know, we can always buy more equipment later on when we need it.
Alright, obviously there was a bill went out there because we now have minus 4.5 grand.
Okay, that's a multiplayer issue. Whenever you pay off so much on a loan, then, because I thought that was the horse helper mod that was doing that.
Or did it let me pay an extra 5 grand maybe?
Maybe.
What have we? Vehicle leasing costs. Oh, 1101. I'd say I was paying back on the hour.
Ah, okay.
So it let me pay an extra 5 grand, but then took out the hourly bills.
Mm-hmm. So 345,000 to pay. Contracts.
345 no.
Before we go contracts, what do we have? Well, our fields are still growing. No, they're not. They're growing. They're not still growing, and so we won't be doing them. Good
Not ready
contracts.
to go yet.
No. We got a mission. Oh, that's yeah. Never mind. Do we have
That's
a?
30 corner.
Mm-hmm.
Harvesting. There's a load of
you'll have to download of FS.
there's a load of harvesting ones.
Download them directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Let's see. Grain.
There's
No.
all the grain ones. We
Soybean.
take all the grain ones.
Soybean.
It
There's
doesn't
two.
matter what they are. You just take one of the combines.
Okay. So
And
which
then-
one is?
So hang on, which one? That one is the.
Yeah, the 27's got the biggest header. Comes with its own header trailer.
605. I'd go with the Rosal Mash one there, the Field 33. It's only 326 to hire.
Mhm. There you go. So
I
that's
just
all,
took it.
yep, that's all the equipment in.
Right, and then I'll take all the other ones as well, I'd say.
Mhm.
So, are you accepting them there, yeah?
Yep. Let's see what's these ones. Except that one. And that one. There's one more there as well.
We should get this one down the road, I'd say.
Oh no, there's two more there. Jeez.
Yeah, just don't take the corn ones or the sunflower ones.
Yeah, the corn one's there.
That
So
trailer,
let's
what did they give us? Or gave us that farm tech trailer.
So that's
And a
soybean,
styroid.
wheat, barley, wheat, soybean, wheat,
Right.
barley, and they obviously the one that we can't do, which is cotton. Not until the one that comes up that's cotton. So that only leaves the one that's corn, which we can't do. That's okay then.
Your mouse is so slow. Not moving compared to mine.
It's,
Oh, now I get the Styro 105.
well, you can always
Okay.
use one of our own tractors. A nice JD sitting up there.
That's very
Use
true.
one of ours.
Alright. That's what's good.
So soybean is 12.70, 43,
Bye-bye.
27.
I just know what way to get download and now to pay a month.
Yeah,
So
field
pay
one,
£35 for his internet only through Cable. Friend. And his phone's getting 100 meg download, he's getting 35. Which one's large? We pay a month.
Can you do that in
Can
here?
they get a discount if we recommend them?
GUI,
Or
master volume, steering, back
or we get a
speed.
credit?
Should be on 100.
See somebody got a hold of all Lindbergh's mom.
Okay, right. So I've bought and sold the field. That mission's disappeared now for 42 for planting potatoes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying if once you buy it, it should cancel whatever
Yeah, I bought-
field.
Yeah, I bought it and sold it back.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really need straw, do we?
No, so you can just get rid of the swath.
I'll have some. I'll know hay I need for the sheep. Never mind.
So I'm in field 1 behind the shop.
Yep. So you need the header bringing down? No, you don't. You've already got it down there.
I have the header. It's only a 4-meter header or whatever, so
Mm-hmm.
I see how much of the map I can actually drive around then.
Yep. Yep, that way. Then what's the capacity of that tank?
4.5.
Okay.
I'm only at 2,000 and I'm
Why am I
fair
watching?
round, so I'd say I'll get another.
Yeah.
I should get another round.
Mm-hmm.
Probably do 2 headlands and then up and down.
That's why they...
So I like the way you've placed the trees here, just enough room to be able to back in. Or up and on.
Let's see.
So version 3 will have a tree smack in the middle there.
Yeah, because I've made it too easy. So drop another tree in there or two just to make it that much harder. You see, in 17, people drop trees under the ground to give you a bush effect. I hope they don't do that this time. I know the Sutton Farm map had them, but that was because it was a direct port.
This is a convert on it. Should I have loads of little trees now? Bushes.
That's what I mean. I hope they don't do that. They can easily put trees down and then put the bushes underneath to give
But
that.
they have little trees that you can actually cut down with the chainsaw. They disappear, but you can cut them down with the chainsaw. Or they have
thing
the
is,
fucking
you can always
bushes you
just-
can plow in, like.
Rescale a regular sized tree.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
And how hard is it to take one into, if you know what you're doing, into Blender and cut it down
You
to
don't
a
even have
particular
to do that.
size?
You
A
can
lot
do it-
harder than put it in the map, drag it down there, that's a lovely bush.
You
Move
can
on to
do
the
it in
next.
Giants Editor. You can rescale the trees in Giants Editor. You can scale it in Giants Editor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all you need is the y-axis. Just reduce that.
Right. That's what all that stuff is on the side. That's what all the attributes are on the side. X, Y, Z. You can scale it right down and keep it in proportion.
Mhm.
It'll keep it in proportion for you if you tick the checkbox. There's no need to bury anything under the ground except for your alternate little
Water
farm.
plants.
Mm-hmm.
Water planes, right? again, not an old bridge, but
Unfortunately, you have to have a water plane in 19 now, though. Regardless if you need it in the map or not.
Did you experiment with a smaller water plane?
No. No.
so there's a water plane sitting under the bow.
Yeah.
So there's no water.
Yeah, because that was what was causing the issue with...
You can't have a map without a water plane.
Yeah.
That's our causes when you do that.
Don't do that.
That's like just getting to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because otherwise that was when we were having issues where you could get into a vehicle and nothing happens. Certain vehicles would work, certain wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. I do need to turn that volume
Was that
down.
the R issue?
No, that was a whole diff. That was the mapping. No, this was if you got into a vehicle, some of them would work, others wouldn't. When you went into the internal view, and then you could hear the tractor driving.
Oh,
It
right.
would move, and then you'd get out. You'd go to the other view, and you'd shoot across the air to where you should have been. But it was down to, or similarly, if you didn't have a water plane, that happened. If you put a water plane in, it fixed it.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, right, we have no game sound, but I'm an idiot. Never mind. Don't mind me. Don't listen to me. I forgot I had to fucking speak. Hey, Star Dog, what's up?
Hey, Stardog.
There's Stardog.
I've been going since the hour, so 10 o'clock our time. Or my time.
Hey, you know, you might get some follow.
Yeah, a bit later than intended, Static, but Windows updates and
Yeah.
other things. He was looking forward to watching you at work, or listening to you at work.
Mm-hmm.
Just still crashing.
About 6 hours ago?
Yeah.
8 hours ago?
I was meant to have gone...
6 hours.
yeah,
It was
that's
like
very
at
true.
5 o'clock, 4 or 5
4
o'clock.
o'clock, wasn't it? 5, yeah, 4 o'clock.
Your
O'clock.
time, 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
time, yeah.
And I was going stream until
And then he
about
went off-
6.
Then he decided he'd update Windows before he started. That was an
How?
hour. And then something else happened.
How do I make this stop trying to update?
Oh, don't worry,
I'll
it's not.
cancel the button.
It's not your fault, Stardog. It's Moondog's. Trust me. It's always Moondog's fault.
I don't know. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and I'll probably just restart. I kind of want to play Fallout tonight, so I'll see.
Yeah, you might not have any problems. It was just mine tried to install 1809
No,
as well.
It won't. It gets about 54% and fails.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
so
Windows update,
yeah,
so
that's the 1809. That's the problem I have. It. And then it
What was
goes
the one before?
reverting back 1803.
1803.
And
I'm
that's-
good, Ryan. I'm only at 16.
Oh, are you? Turn that off.
I mean, it
remember
could be
these
that I'm
aren't fertilized.
doing it while I'm trying to do this too, so that could be part of it.
Yeah, so 16, I'm at 18. So yeah, I should get down and back up again.
So all of the front of this tractor gets dirty apart from the headlights. Around the black part around the headlights gets dirty, but not the actual glass on the headlights. That's weird. Self-cleaning glass.
Doesn't diminish your light output then?
They're not glass, they're plastic. The lenses are plastic. Yeah, they didn't want to because then they would have had to put shadows on the,
Yeah.
you know, when you turn the lights on, they would have had to make shadows where it was, and people would have been like, "Arr!"
Theoretically, you clean your lights, if not the rest of your tractor, if you need lights.
You wipe your lights off, check the oil, check your PTOs.
Fairness, they do it on a motorbike, never a car, but I've done it on the bike,
I do it on the bike all the time.
where you have to clean the lens.
I like the fact now that things actually get dirtier underneath as opposed to... Because it was weird how you'd see certain parts get dirtier over others. Although YouTube doesn't show it so well, at least now on the tablet.
I had to fix it, so I put it back. But... Did you say they'd release the scripts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why don't you say they'd release the script?
they have. Yeah,
GDN, yeah.
Are they?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're not a complete set. I think there was still some that they was waiting for that have probably been released since, but
There's the whole thing on GDN, yeah. Is it GDN?
it's the yeah. It's just the engine, and not the engine, the editor that we're waiting for them to give a full release on. How full are you now?
So similarly, course player release and course playing sections.
Well, that's
Okay.
what Dan was saying. He said that they're beta testing it now. I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, similarly, they were supposed to be working with Giants at the start of the new year with a few issues. But similarly, it works, but they can't test it because they were having issues with the HUD. And then Giants have moved. Actually, I better let you. I'm trying to come up and empty it there, right?
Yeah.
Giants then have changed some of the bits that they had modded or used or exploited. But basically, they're yes, so they're going to be beta tested. I think you actually what it is.
I'm just trying to see if there's a way to split the repairs from the tech experience.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
If you
right
could
now.
repair it, but keep the
But
text.
keep the right, and I'm trying to. I don't know what that's actually going to be called under, so I'm still looking at it. It might have to be a whole new specialization, in which case I can't write it.
I'm hoping Seasons might do something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh. I just found it.
I do not need the help when it comes in game.
Oh, they even gave us the tire track script this time around. They didn't give us that 17. Huh. Float A, alpha, used to determine the amount of dirt. Okay. So float X, float Y, float Z, float X, Y, float Y, float Z, float R, float G, float G. Oh, those are the RGBs, okay.
Should nearly be saying change the dirt texture with the fucking worn texture.
Yeah, that's...
So your tractor gets dirty, you repair it, it comes out clean. Whereas you can leave it fucking worn looking forever.
right. You know what? Could that possibly just be already in there? Could that already be in just the game XML? It's 118N now instead of 110N.
Alright, possibly.
No wonder they don't work.
10N.
Yeah, it's L18N now instead of L10. No wonder they don't work.
Interesting.
Maybe because of the way they have it set up now with being in game.
So I can make that. I don't know if you saw it on the stream, but that bale lifter, that big bag lifter thing I have is looking for a 110N. And of course, there is no more 110N, so I can just change it to this now and actually make it work.
Well, yes and no, because it still has to be in the. It may not be in the thing.
Yeah, I'll have to look to see if it's
But if it's under an L10N, it may.
Yeah, you can go and get some food there, Stardog, where I'll be going for at least another hour and a half.
Oh, you can do custom effects. Really? That's a simple little script, too. Holy shit. So there's the one we were looking for all along. Self.registered.update. That's what we needed to make drive control work.
Yeah, and if you look at the drive control we have, it's probably that.
Yep.
So,
Oh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
But if you look at the thing there for Courseplay that I put up, you'll see how much they've changed the script that's affected them.
okay, no problem, Stardog. You enjoy your food.
Oh, they smell good. Yeah, I see that. I just discovered that as I dumped it in my hand.
Oh no, somebody else talking about food now.
Sorry. It's one of my
I have a
favorite.
I have a nice piece of bacon in the fridge. Actually, slice it up.
I just
This-
can't
Nice
chew 'em.
bacon
This,
sandwich.
this is a
That's
nice
proper bacon, right?
revenge.
Bacon and cabbage for dinner.
Cabbage. Okay.
Yeah, with that big
That-
cookie
that's
bread,
just-
yeah.
There's still some of the bacon left, and it's nice. So it's nice and easy to slice.
I'll just stick some chicken nuggets on. Are you full? No, you're not
Do
full.
we make it gold?
No, I'm at 2,500.
Oh,
I'll
jeez.
probably get the end of the field, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite things, roasted peanuts. I just can't chew them.
Right. It's
I prefer roast peanuts to salted peanuts.
Yeah, me too.
The darker the better for the peanuts.
Yep, that's what these are. They're nice and dark. You get them raw and you roast them yourself. That's the business right there.
Oh, making me want some now.
can smell them. That's how bad that
I can
is.
I'm
taste them.
telling you, you can smell them. That's all I can smell.
I can taste them. I'd eat peanuts till come out my ears, I would.
Are the... Oh, that's new. So the particle effects, the cutter effects now, is one line of code instead of an entire script all by itself.
That's slow steering.
Wow. It's
Slow
okay to find where
Slow
these- what
steering.
is-
Slow down then.
I am. I have my foot to the floor.
My foot to the floor.
Animation is a bit. That animation is a bit slow to stop.
Yeah.
It's getting worse. It's more like the sugar beet harvesters now.
Mm-hmm.
Like these odd-shaped fields.
Well, that's what everybody moans about. I want odd-shaped fields, and then
like
when you get
odd-shaped
them, they go, "I don't want them anymore. They're boring. They're too hard."
welcome to being a map maker, right?
I
Yeah.
love odd-shaped fields.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear David complain about.
No.
What's what would that be under? What would they call that?
What's that?
It's obviously a script. It does it. I just don't know what it's called.
For the rare texture.
Yeah, the wear versus maintenance.
I would say it's probably linked to the repairs, no?
Yeah, I don't see anything that says repair. I thought it might have been under tire track. I thought they might have grouped that in the dirt skid together, but it's not. Well, I'm gonna have to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, figure it out. Because I'd really very much like to have that happen.
I will park here, and then let you unload, and then onto the next field. And the next field is contracts.
Well, I just picked this one because it was.
So we have
I just
number
started
3.
to Work my way over.
No, the 3 is the cotton harvester. No, never mind.
Yeah,
10
3 is
and
cotton.
11, 12, and 17. They're the closest.
What ones have we got?
10, 11, 12,
There was
17.
a 40. There was a 40 something.
Yeah,
but what one is
43.
that? 43. Okay, because 43 isn't here. 43 is. Where is 43?
43 is missing in action.
Where is 43? Right, map maker.
I don't know, I just numbered them.
Oh, there, I have it. It's on the way up to the farm.
Yeah.
It's the one you have to go through to get to 37. That's probably the closest one. So 43. The other ones are 10.
No, 11, 10 and 11 are also close, so they're right next to each
But
other.
43 is actually closer because it's on the way up
But
to
that's the
farm.
same as what we've got right now, so may as well do that one, then I can fill this trailer up and go down. And
Or
off.
43. Do we
Is-
have any 60s? No, 50s or 60s?
Yeah, we do.
Which one?
We have,
Carbon. I got so many peanut crumbs.
do we? Actually, no, we don't, sorry.
55, 60 and 66 are all
No.
the same. They're
No,
all
we don't have any of them. We don't have a
we
50
do
or
40
anything.
We do 43, so that's the same as we're doing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Vehicle motor, vehicle plate, vehicle work area.
I will go and to the field, and then if I
How
need
much
to,
have you got? How much room have you got left?
I'll go another 2,000 or just under, just under rather 2,000.
Hopefully we're getting up.
I think if you can get the header, if the combine down there with the header on, you'll get to that field easily.
I'll get down there, alright.
I think you'll get everywhere with fine.
If I can. I got in, so I should get out.
Oh, that was good.
We don't own this JD, do we?
No, that's the cotton. That's doing the cotton.
That's the cotton novice one.
Yep.
I want to trim them trees so that light can actually do something.
That light. You got lights on?
The light in the light. No, the light that you have in the middle of the tree.
That's just because it's been left
That's
to
actually
overgrow.
real light.
Yeah.
I've actually. You'd be surprised the amount of them you have in real life.
Mm-hmm. It's a common thing
right,
here.
Your wall is too low. I can fit the header over.
Don't tell him that.
Oh.
Changing it.
It just means I'm only taking up 3/4 of the road instead of the full road.
You know, this is going to be a fun field to get into. Just a warning.
You reverse back into
Yeah. Or you just go right up and turn around at the next slip.
reverse. I have no issue in reversing to get to places.
Neither do I, but if I can find somewhere easier to do it, I will
Oh,
do.
there's no way.
Trapper was looking at me the last time. I reversed the cotton harvester all the way from the road down to field 9. Is it to turn around then to drive down to 3?
Mm-hmm.
Do it. You get it in there any way you can, I guess.
Or the potato? You missed the potato harvester when I reversed that up.
Kev, I'd send you some of these peanuts, but I think they'd be cold by the time they got there.
Yeah, I think they would.
Or
That's the way to them.
or somebody would smell them in the packaging, open the packaging, eat them, and then reseal it.
And they'll probably find them.
Peanuts are so cheap out here. Like bags of peanuts cost less than they're like 50 cents for a 2-pound bag of peanuts.
Wow.
Wow. Some stupid money over here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't grow a lot of peanuts in England, do we?
No.
It's the second most grown crop in America. Third most. After
Although
soybeans and corn.
monkey nuts are the ones that are cheap over here.
What are those? Which ones?
It's
No, they're
it's-
peanuts.
Yeah, it's
the
peanuts, but
peanuts in the shells.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what these are.
That's cheap over here.
Now, if you go to the
Yeah,
right
if you buy-
places,
if you buy peanuts in a jar like from Planters or whatever, they're stupid expensive. But screw that, buy them in a bag, cook them yourself. They're awesome. I just can't chew them. But I'm trying.
so there you go, everybody. That's how you get the combine in here without turning around like I did with the trailer.
Oh, good, I get to watch it now. I'm probably halfway through the field by now.
He's just starting. So it's not that far behind in comparison.
It's about probably 20 seconds. Or
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is what it
You
would
should
be.
try. You should try streaming on Twitch as well.
What I need to do is test 1080 and see how the stream looks one day, and if it's
Yeah, test 1080 because it looks pretty good at 720. So,
Mhm.
to be honest, you're not going to see the difference on YouTube between 720 and 1080.
yeah.
No.
Twitch, you'll see it. Twitch is a pretty big difference between 720 and 1080. Like, it looks fine to me. I'm watching it at 720. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I stream it at 1080. I'm that guy. I want to be cool. It doesn't make any difference.
Don't look down at the chat and or not chat, the tablet, and look at where the combine is, and then turn the camera in the game to look where to see the combine in that exact position when it's over the other side of the field.
It's just frame rate. Frame rate's a big thing on YouTube. If you can stream at 60 frames a second, which you're doing now, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If for some reason mine was on auto, it brings up at 240p.
Yeah, mine did that too when I first came on. It's
Yeah,
just YouTube
I'll put it
saying,
720 now.
Yeah, yeah. It's YouTube saying, no, you can't have all that bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
I want it.
I paid for it. I'm using it.
Yep.
But you can't put in a stream key
That's a nice shot.
in Shadow Play,
Take
right?
that one.
Because to stream to YouTube and Twitch, you need to get a stream
Yeah,
key.
you can't. You can only give. You can put the stream keys in, but you can only do one at a time.
Oh no, then it wouldn't matter. If you could put in a custom stream key, you can stream to both using Restream.
Right. Yeah, but you can't. Like Shadow Play will let you gives you whatever, but you can only stream to one place. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, show us something else as well.
But you'd only be streaming to one place. You'd be streaming to Restream.
Yeah, so you can put.
It out.
Well, I don't know how that works. I presume.
If you could put in a custom stream, you could.
Well, it's not a custom stream. It tells you like you click onto Facebook and log into Facebook
Yeah,
or
yeah.
YouTube
You
or
have to log in.
Twitch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I went back to XSplit.
You can't put in a stream key in.
No.
Like you put your stream key in, but it's to link to, or
Yeah.
you log into YouTube
all
through.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it automatically, if you go to log into YouTube, it automatically takes you directly to the YouTube login.
I get it. Right. You think they would have some kind a lot of people use that. You think they'd have some kind of custom stream key?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Tobia
right.
sucks. Listen, I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's working now. So
XSplit is definitely. And you said you used XSplit, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm using the free one.
you're lucky,
Is there a free XSplit?
Yeah.
and it's not crap. Because the one I had was crap, and I paid for it.
I had mine free, but my free subscription would be up by now.
I think I'm going to stick with. The only thing I liked about XSplit is you could see the chat in the game.
Yeah,
Without
and you
having
could
to run
respond back to it.
Right. You could, without having to run, because right now I'm running OBS, I'm running a game, and I'm running Restream chat. So,
I
But it's
wouldn't
all
restream chat.
leave it alone. Well, you need Restream chat to see both
Yeah.
channels. Yeah, you would need that anyway. Because I don't think XSplit will do that, will it?
That's why I have
I don't think so.
3,000 here, so
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one I set up last year, and I haven't used it for over a year, for nearly a year. Yeah.
You know, it just dawned on me.
Still let me log in.
If Greg is streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, and Facebook, he's paying for Restream. Because you
Wow.
can only do 2 for free.
So, yeah.
That's it. I'm full.
So he's paying Restream. Jesus.
but I don't know why would you want to be streaming to all of them. Like,
Exposure, I guess.
Yeah.
I can expose myself on Twitch and YouTube just fine. I don't
I could walk out my front door and expose myself.
Wow, this is the first time I think that the daytime monkey show has kind of came into the nighttime monkey show.
Mm-hmm.
It's late. It's late for you guys, isn't it? It's
11:15.
11, yeah.
I gotta get my bacon sandwich soon, so before it's too late.
I'll have to reverse out of
Somebody
here.
cooks it up for breakfast.
You'll have to reverse out.
Yeah.
Can you not drink? Oh no, because that's just above. Is that just above? Oh yeah, because the other field has the little bit the old cow feeding area is the next one up,
Yep.
and that one across the field is just below, isn't it? It's just too short of this
Yep.
to be able to pull into that and turn.
Oh.
See?
Okay.
So just to prove that the map is hard. Hold on, reverse and get you out of a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. It does.
And believe me, living and driving on roads like this in real life, that's what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should put a dual carriageway down the middle.
Yeah, make everywhere tight apart from the dual carriageway.
Oh no, just put up bridges over them, have no access to it. Just
I'll give him no ideas.
I don't know. We was on about the other day or the other month about racetracks, and I was like, yeah, I can do one. I can put it on Riverview, no problem. Just have a ramp going from one of the forestry sections up into the sky. Have a racetrack above the ground.
Have a forestry rally stage.
Yeah,
you could put a racetrack on the outside of this map.
you could. Yeah. Just find
Well,
the gap in the. You would find the invisible. Find the section that allows you to get through.
Yeah, have a gap that only certain people. Well, you could, because if you all you'd have to do is just open a gap up, and you have the road goes to the edge of the map anyway.
Yep.
So you just have it so you can access it off the main road, but still block everything else.
Yep. See, I don't come up with all of the ideas.
Yeah, so
ACDA
you can blame
gaming.
me for the you can blame me for the pillar that won't let the cotton harvester up to the farm.
Or might do.
I didn't put it there, but I said leave it.
Although you did also say about making it easier to get the sugar or the potato and sugar beet harvesters.
Well, I did ask you to loosen, to give a bit more room on that corner, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know. But then when not self-propelled or pull along
Well, it's
cotton
like
harvesters come out.
potatoes isn't the worst thing to do so long as you're not using the trailed one. And even the trailed one, we got stuck going up there with the trailed one even.
Yeah.
Because of the way it steers, so even the trailed one.
Although it might be easy. Well, it should be easier now.
Yeah, we went up there with the yellow one, the roper trailed one, and we had to get help going up. So like you couldn't get any potato harvester up there. And the fact that the cotton one is 10 meters wide shouldn't allow it to get up there.
Really? Went too soon. Needs to go a bit further forward.
So you improve your reversing skills.
Yeah.
So just in time, I'm at 4,000. So I'll get you going down the straight there.
Yep.
Yeah, forward a bit. Yeah. Oh, you're in third person anyway, so. Right, I'll stop when I get to the end.
Yep.
Alright, I'll take my foot off the accelerator.
And just let it roll to a stop.
Have they changed that barley texture for 19?
Yeah, it seems darker. Yeah. Because when I first unloaded you on the other field, it looked more like canola. Because of how dark it was, I was like, "Are we doing barley or canola?" You know.
Yeah, because when I started this field, and told me I had barley, because I'd taken any notice in the other one. I was like, oh, it's just that. I thought that it was very dark. I thought I'd get with something else in the other field.
Mm-hmm. So I may as well park here, because then you can unload direct in, and then I can go take it to the store while you're on your way to field 10, I guess, and 11 you'll be going to next.
Is it 10 and 11? One is canola.
Mm-hmm. Soybean
But they're
and wheat.
They're only beside. Is it soybean?
Yeah, so 11 and 12 are actually soybean. So if you do them two, I guess 12 should be right there, yeah.
Yeah, so if we do 10 first, then do 11 and 12, is it?
Yeah.
Right. So they're only by the sell point anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. 17 is wheat, which is the one at the sell point. Good.
17 is past the sell point, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've never done that field.
I've done that lots of times. That is an annoying field for hired helper. Because hired helper likes to go, we'll say across the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at an angle.
Fuck. So 27 next to the old sheep pasture. That big field.
Right. That's grand.
And we're doing 33 right now, aren't we? No, we're not. 33 was the
43.
cotton harvester, wasn't it?
No, 3 is the cotton.
So you're doing 33.
43.
30.
Do we have 33 as well?
We do. 33 is... No, it's 33. 36, 37, 34.
In the middle somewhere.
33 there. So it's 36, 24 road between them two fields. Okay.
It's up by 36, is it?
Mm-hmm. So it's the road before the sheep.
Oh, I see it there.
Road.
33, yeah.
On the right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up
The one before the sheep pasture.
Long road, not the short road. It's not
Yeah.
the short road that goes up to 36 and 37 or 37 and 38.
No, it's not that one.
Alright, it's the other road.
Mm-hmm.
The one I reversed to. Actually, 33. That's the field. That's the field I turned sugar or the potato harvester around, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There. Yeah, 33 was the one I reversed from the road up into 33 and then was able to drive up frontways up to field 30 then.
Service steering.
Christ, it looks like a herd of elephants was in my computer room here. Computer shelter.
The one button I don't have mapped to my wheel or anything is the unload button. Everything else I do. Annoying.
Kind of mapped that.
Mm-hmm. I definitely do. There you go. 43. These are done.
43 is... Well, don't cash it in yet. Which one do we get the harvester with?
I'm not cashing any of them in. We'll just
Alright.
cash them all in
And
at the
they're
same
both saying
time.
They're both saying... Oh, alright. No, because we've not. Right, I'm going getting the thing there. So I'll be back in a minute. If you
Yeah.
want to jump. Or,
Good. I'm gonna get his bacon sandwich.
I'm going to get my bacon sandwich. Proper bacon sandwich.
Fuck off. Can I?
Are you playing? Are you playing for a minute yet?
Yeah.
Troy, or-
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, if I jump on.
Yep. Yeah.
Right,
Definitely.
back there in a minute.
The more the merrier. Yep. Okay. Ooh, this is the one that we need to go in.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, is it gonna let me with this stupid Windows update thing? I'm trying to go into that.
And while you're seeing if you can join or not, I'll quickly go and get another coffee. Be right back.
Have you got version 2 of the map, BP?
Oh no, I gotta get it. Hold on.
Before you go all the way and then tell you, oh, you got to download the mod.
Yeah.
So that website we was looking at earlier for the used equipment,
Yeah.
I've put the link up to that in FS19 spoilers, but I can't
Yes.
pin it to the channel.
Okay.
So we
Oh yeah, I
can
meant to talk to David about that. Yeah.
so we can
All right. So yeah, well
if we ever need any equipment, we can refer to that for the used price.
yeah, because I think the place that I go, I don't remember the place that I used because I haven't done it in a while. It might have been that place actually. That's Tractor Pool UK.uk, right? I think that might have been a place that I was using.
Now this one's the German one.
The German place. The
Yeah,
actual website of the place. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so it'll be in euros ready.
Perfect.
So we'll have to try and convert it then.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
Mr. Turning. I think I know where the turning is by now. Does that trick the brakes on this? Seems to stop a lot quicker.
God, for some reason everything's taken. This Windows update, I wish it would just go away.
I've done a sound. I've downloaded a sound fix for the Case IH, the tractor, and it sounds absolutely brilliant.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I make this stop?
Okay. Hey Dan,
Hey.
Hey Dan.
just streaming by, so you know.
Okay.
Turn the tractor off, stop wasting fuel, just sitting here.
Yep. So waste of fuel otherwise.
Mm-hmm. LS. No, he's definitely not eating a bacon sandwich. He's just standing here.
Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that means a bacon joint. Where am I meant to begin with this? 33. Yeah. Second entrance.
Oops.
Thank you.
So I need to get into the routine of restarting the router every so often then, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Mine, Xfinity seems to reset mine about once every 2 weeks, whether I want them to or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I know with Charter, I used to have to do it pretty regularly because they try to send signals down it, and if it's running, it can't. So it has to be reset. Like your computer, you know.
Yeah.
Run never really starts us anyway.
Because you never shut your motor off, you know what I mean? It's not like your computer. Well, Roy doesn't shut anything off, but I never shut mine. I know mine runs all the time.
Yeah.
Because it runs the phone, too.
Mm-hmm.
So when that thing needs to be reset, I don't have 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes. Not that I really care, but it's just cheaper to get it with the phone than without, so...
Yep. Do you want to do harvesting or carting?
Oh, I don't care.
Harvesting. Always do harvesting.
Always do harvesting.
Well, yeah, because if you ever want to see me again, I'm
Okay, so I'll jump out of the truck out of the combine.
no, it's fine. You were doing your thing already. I'm just jumping in. I'll do it.
Well, I only took over because of David while he's eating his bacon sandwich. You know.
You can always do transporting, baby.
No.
I'm glad there's now transporting missions on this.
Somebody's suitcases around. All right,
Yeah.
where am I going here now?
We're down on field 11.
Can I have it?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. All right, got it. No, this is all right because I know where the sell point is.
Okay.
So we know when you need to be out.
Yep, I will do. I'm only, what, 25% at the
Are
moment.
we really down to $835?
Yeah, we paid a load off on the loan. Paid nearly
there he is.
100.
I see him moving around.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
trying-
back again.
Do you want to do this and I'll go do some other mission or whatever?
No, you can do that. You're grand. It's only these missions we have at the moment, anyway.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no baling missions. The only ones that are there are spraying missions. I think there's a few seeding and cultivating as well.
See that issue I had with one of the contracts they've raised got into 99%.
Yeah.
The field's replanted and that mission's still active.
I'll
It's
just go and
dropped it-
harvest it again then.
Yeah, it's dropped down to 19% now though. I haven't even touched it yet 'cause it's growing.
Alright.
All right. When you get to the other end
Yep.
of that road, turn around
Or you just take
Okay.
one of the same.
and then go around in a circle if you want, so that the
Yeah.
pipes on the outside.
Okay.
But yeah, if you take the same mission with the same crop, Kevin, it should possibly... I don't see why it's only 99 though. I mean, it should give you
No.
100 plus a bit.
Yeah.
I thought I was having that issue earlier, but it turns out that the hired worker just missed a whole bunch. But this trailer, you have to hand crank this trailer? Oh, you do.
Now, will that go around there?
This trailer has no remote hookups. You have to hand crank this trailer to empty it.
You do? Wow.
Yeah, that would be cool if you had to do that in the game.
It'd be cool for 5 minutes. After you've done it the
Well,
once, you wouldn't want to do it
right.
again.
Yeah, it'd be cool like when you had to build the things from the CZZ pack.
Oh, thank you,
It was
Mirror.
cool for the first time you did it.
Mm-hmm. Then again, I can see the pipe, but you'd think the mirror, you'd be able to see the pipe in the mirror as well.
Why does the John Deere spit out black smoke?
Because
It's the only
it's
tractor
crap.
in the game.
It's
Yeah,
crap.
right. It's the only tractor in the game that does it. You'd think John Deere would have had something to say about that. I mean, rolling coal is cool and all, but jeez.
I'll stop there so you can.
Okay.
So, because then, because this is soybean. Where we go?
This tractor not have lights? It does. Why does it distract? Because they never. This must have been one they never bothered to convert all the way.
Do which? Off of the pipes?
Yeah, it has lights and there's no electrical connection, and this can't be hand crank. You got to be able to.
It's a
remotely
it's a
mount
15, so they're half done.
it. Yeah. My guess is that crank would be for the cover, not for the hydraulics.
So does that mean that in the next DLC we'll start seeing a few more trailer mods, a few more trailers coming in ready to replace the ones from 15?
I would think the next the first DLC is going to be some kind of company we've never heard of, trailers or implements or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that many left. I mean, there is, but I'm talking about companies that make more than one thing. You know.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because you drive from here to the other end of Ireland, there's about 20 freaking different trailer manufacturers.
Right.
Or because they're putting a lot more emphasis into the American dream at the moment, will it be more American equipment coming in a DLC?
I tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see some Arts Way sugar beet stuff. You know, I'd like to see some Arts Way tillage stuff. Any of that stuff would be all right. What's that Irish company that does all the sugar beet and tillage stuff? I'd like to see some of that stuff too.
Couldn't tell you.
They do sugar beet tillage and
But
potato
even the likes
equipment.
of Abbey or something like that, that
Abbey.
does all the
Yep.
the
All the
manure
slurry.
stuff.
The liquid stuff. Yep.
Well, like for the
Well, they do liquid, they do solid, they do.
Yeah, the Abbey stuff in 13 was nice with the mother tankers and all that. That stuff was all right. The ability to tank
There's
over
a
the
good
head.
few from Northern Ireland in that would be fairly renowned, or Maypole or something like that. You know.
Yep. Maypole in the game as opposed to mods. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the silage setup that I used to use. Blue trailer with a pickup that would spit the chaff into the trailer behind it.
I mean, well, potatoes, I suppose, are something that hasn't. I know it got a new harvester, but it needs more new stuff.
What, the potato harvesting?
I'd like to see like a de-rocker or something like that. You know what I mean? Like the thing you would run over the potatoes before you would actually lift them up. I know that's probably fiddly, but that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
Or on the other side, instead of harvesting,
Or have
Go
those
ahead.
like ones that drop them on the ground and then you pick them up again.
yeah, like the go ahead, Roy. I'll just catch
Yeah.
up in a second. The what are those things? The hillers, whatever they're called, the things that make the actual potato. There's a name for them. I don't know what they're called. That would be cool. Like maybe more on the planting side of potatoes as opposed to harvesting. There's a ton of really cool equipment out there. It's just giants going out and getting the licensing. Or even some John Deere tillage equipment. We didn't get any of that.
Well, there's been talk about, but everyone reckons there'll be John Deere DLC anyway.
Yeah. The mower set thing,
Then
the
you're kind of
self-propelled
disappointed.
mower.
Then the John Deere is the big brand. Why should we not have got him in the game already?
Right. Why do I got to pay to get the rest of the John Deere stuff that should have been in the game already?
Because if that's the case, why don't they just do a game that's a farm sim with lizard stuff, and then you buy a John Deere pack or a Class pack or a New Holland
Right.
pack?
Exactly.
That might end up becoming the way it goes one day.
Where farm sim turns into train sim. You get one train and one route, and you got to spend $7,000 to get everything else.
Hi, Travis.
Dovetail's in trouble, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're about one sale on Steam away from going into receivership.
Ouch.
That's why all their stuff is constantly on sale. Constantly on sale. They are hanging on by their teeth.
Because everybody's
Just
going to P3D and that's a better deal all around.
Well, no, because they keep not making a new flight sim.
Oh.
They keep starting it.
Yeah, because they keep. It wasn't theirs the one that got cancelled recently.
Yeah,
Flight
it was.
Sim World and then Flight School. Yep, they cancelled both of them.
Oh, they had two?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Flight Sim World was a complete and utter joke, and then Flight School was all right, but they cancelled development of it. They just said not.
And then people look at Train Sim and go, $5,000. I'm not buying that.
Right, and Train Sim World didn't sell near as well as they thought it would. When they put that on sale, you can get Train Sim World and the CSX Heavy Haul pack for $20. When it's not on sale, it's $100.
Wow. May as well wait for it to go on sale.
They are dying slowly. If there's a Dovetail by the end of this year, I'd be very surprised.
And what else did they make?
FSX.
So if they go under, does that mean that FSX on it as a whole could be...
They'll take FSX off Steam.
Well, they take it for sale, but they can't take. If you own it on Steam, they obviously can't take it off.
Right, they can't take it from you, but they won't sell it anymore.
Yeah.
They announced, 2 years ago that there's not going to be any more updates to FSX Steam Edition anyway, because they don't have the resources to devote to it, because they wanted to devote the resources to Flight Sim World and Flight School.
That's good. You're not tired. Okay.
Like, Flight School was all right. It looked good and it flew good and everything. It was just expensive.
Yeah.
That's all right. According to the Navigraph survey, more people fly X-Plane 11 than fly P3D now.
Wow.
Which is kind of funny when you think about the sort of lack of big name third-party add-ons for X-Plane, but there's so many little companies making X-Plane add-ons.
But they all look so good as well.
Oh, X-Plane is amazing. X-Plane is absolutely amazing. But
You don't need $100 worth of stuff to make X-Plane look good.
No, you absolutely do not. You absolutely do not. And so BA did its own survey. BAV did its own survey about. So it's the exact opposite in BAV. 85% of the people who fly regularly at BAV are using P3D, and only 2% are using X-Plane. And we got some guys that still fly Flight Sim 2004.
Right, but is that not saying it's so that with people that are flying for BA and the people who put money into it?
Yes, that's
People
exactly
that are
what
playing
it is.
X-Plane play it.
I just want to fly. Yeah. I've said it repeatedly that if X-Plane ever came out with a good full systems level, 747 or 787, 777 or any of those, there's two A320s that are better than anything you can get in P3D. But if you want to fly long haul, you're kind of stuck. You just have to decide what's more important to you. Full on, study level or really pretty.
Yeah, but as you said, it's just a question of, and I mean, you look at the amount of stuff Orbix is putting out right now.
Orbix is killing X-Plane lately. Yeah, the stuff they're putting out is amazing.
Planes, airports.
Yep. All the cityscapes that they're finally releasing. All these cityscapes they've been saying they were going to do for the last 4 years, and
Obviously they've said X-Plane is good as it is, but
yep. But we can make it better. Yep.
That they found a niche,
And unfortunately, stock P3D is not very good terrain-wise. You know what I mean? It's not. The only thing P3D has going for it versus X-Plane is that add-on support, and that if you don't want to fly an external weather engine, P3D's weather is way better than X-Plane's. But now that
Right.
Active Sky is out for X-Plane, shit. No excuse anymore. No excuse not to fly X-Plane.
You get Active Sky now on X-Plane.
Absolutely, you can. Yeah. Yep.
Like
Wow.
it's just the it's just air traffic control, but I'm assuming you can use.
There's a couple of decent air traffic add-ons for.
Or can you not just use flight?
Oh,
or
you can
whatever
use that. You can use VATSIM and
That's
X-Plane.
what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
so, like-
Absolutely, you can. Yep. Absolutely.
But then, like the default thing in FSX isn't any good either, is it?
No, it's crap. It doesn't know from a SID or a star or any of that, so no. No, it's like anything else. There's no reason not to fly. I love X-Plane. I love flying X-Plane. For some reason, I am not as good of a pilot in X-Plane as I am in P3D, but I think that's
Different
just,
flight mechanism. Isn't
yeah,
it?
the dynamics are different enough to kind of throw me off. But I love flying low. Low and slow in X-Plane, a lot of fun.
Have to
because-
wait for Bush Simulator to come
Oh,
out.
I can't wait for that.
They're quiet, but they're still alive.
It's still alive, yep. Yep, Dead Stick. I can't wait for that.
That's
That's
it,
gonna be
yeah.
awesome. I miss all my bush planes for P3D. Although technically the Caravan could be a bush plane. I could land it on a beach.
The 172. Oh no, the Caravan.
No,
yeah.
the Caravan. Yeah.
Did you get that for P3D?
I did, yeah. Yeah. It's very, very nice. The only real difference that I've noticed, aside from the graphics, obviously, the PBR and all that, is that the weather radar doesn't stutter as much as it used to. It used to stutter in FSX a lot. It doesn't in P3D. And that's just being on a 64-bit.
I'd never used the radar anyway.
You never use the weather radar in the Caravan, no?
No.
Oh, no, because you use that X-Gauge thing from Active Sky, right?
Yeah.
I'm just used to all my planes having weather
Or
radar.
if I'm
so-
flying anyway, I'm only fly visually anyway.
Right, yeah. Well, visually in Ireland is always hit or miss, as I've discovered.
Well, yeah, you follow your GPS line and I'm
It's
not
1 minute.
like and then. Well, I mean, if you can see the runway 2 kilometers out, you're doing well.
That's a good day.
And as long as there's only a few airports you're flying into, so as long as you remember what the approach height is of them.
Yeah.
Like coming into Cork, you can fly at 500 feet, not a bother, because you fly at 1,000 feet, which is 500 foot above the
With the
airport.
ground. Right.
But you're flying across the city, which is at 0. So you're actually flying at 1,000 feet with nothing below you.
I tell you, there's a
Whereas
couple.
If you come into some of them,
Like Shannon.
it coming into Kerry from Cork, you can't drop below 1,000 feet till you're literally 5k from the airport. Then you can drop it up.
I tell you, there's been days, you file VFR, so you got to stay out of the clouds. You start off at 3,000 feet. By the time you get to where you're going, you're at 400 feet because you got to stay out of the clouds.
Yeah. But like
had
once
to
you're doing them on a regular basis, you kind of know when you can drop.
I've done so many go-arounds in those airports because I just couldn't see the threshold before I got to it.
Oh, low and slow. Like I've come into, is it Waterford? No, because that's nice flat. But like you can literally come into Waterford, probably not right, but like you could come in at 500 feet, flying at near stall speed,
Yeah.
and you just land down. You know you're going to land on the runway.
And that's where X-Plane is so good. At anything below about 1,000 feet, it's so good. And with X-Plane, you get elevations and runways and all that stuff. So like you could land on a hump and bounce in X-Plane if you did it wrong. And that's what X-Plane does better than any other flight sim. And I hope that this Dead Stick game gets that right too, because with a bush plane, you're only flying 1,000 foot above the ground most of the time. So the ground needs to look good from that height. Orbix doesn't look good at 1,000 feet. It just doesn't.
No,
It just doesn't look good
it
at all.
doesn't. All the roads look fine from up high, but when you're,
Yeah.
I thought when you're flying low, like they just don't look.
They look bad. Is what
All the traffic, and you start looking at the roads, they make no sense there.
right. They they all sort of jumble into each other. They end or they disappear. Or,
You're abandoning, right?
Yeah, I'll let you take over the harvester then.
Oh,
soybean,
I have to
wasn't
go
it?
to
So,
Tulsa anyway.
yeah. No, there's another
Or
field of
11.
soybean.
Oh,
Is it,
okay.
Oh,
is it
yeah.
11? I thought it was
Uh,
11 and 12 were the same.
This was only half full.
yeah, 11 and 12 are the same. So,
So it's sell that, isn't it? And then come back, the next two fields are the same.
no. You just done 11, which was soybean.
Was that
11 and
11?
12, yeah.
Oh yeah, 11 and you have 11 and 10 the wrong way around, yeah.
Mm-hmm. the wrong way around.
Well, as in you have 11 at the top and then 10 and then 12 below that.
There again, I have 30, 30, is it? No, 43 across that side of the road and 41 and 42 on the other side, all the way over by the farm
Yeah.
shop.
Well, I suppose looking at it, yeah, you have 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well,
and then
that's
it comes
11
down to
finished.
12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
So which one are we doing? So you've emptied that, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, so just
This-
go into
this
the
one
next
down, yeah.
So what is that?
that's soybean.
And then what's in...
And the 10 has got
And-
wheat or barley.
Alright, and 17 is
Wheat.
wheat as well, isn't it?
And 17
So-
is, 27 is wheat. And
So we're
Wasn't
going down
17
12.
wheat as well?
17 is also wheat, yes. So, wheat, 33. Did we do 33?
Well, yeah, but if we do this one, then if we can go down then to 17 after here.
So 30, 33. Yeah, so there's only 33 after this. If we go to 33, that's the last of the soybean, and after that it's all wheat.
Alright. Well, we're close to the shop here. May as well just do them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to need to back up? There it is. No. All right.
No.
So,
What? Let me guess. Yeah.
Wow.
One of these damn hedges. Are you?
You have a big field there to turn around and swing into.
yeah, that's why. That collision actually sticks out a bit further than it should.
Well, my thing is the middle of the hedge. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about here. Since we're all in and I can show it, I can show you. So, see where you're standing?
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with that being collidable, right?
Yeah.
But this end bit right here shouldn't be because it's all supposed to be just leaves sticking off, you know?
Yep. That.
And I know you can't do it that way. Well,
You can.
if you separate this bit of the hedge, right? Just push that whole bit of the hedge back.
Yeah. What I can
That
do.
bit shouldn't be collidable.
No, it's got these hedges have got their own separate collision within them, so you can just move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just basically this one's because there used to be gates here, so yeah, the collidable part just needed moving further
Just
back.
the very edge. Like I have no issue with this part over
What
here
was it,
being collidable.
F5?
That's fine. It's just this very edge bit that shouldn't be, because that would just be leaves sticking off of these branches.
Yeah, so if I put F5 up, yeah, it's literally very fine. Yeah.
So you might have gates anyway in the next version, so there'll be pillars, so it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to decide where the edge is.
And you got to make sure if you put gates in here that you keep the collision on the gate and not let it stick halfway out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you know better than that.
It's when you resize the gates, isn't it? That becomes a problem.
Yeah, that's what happened in Drummer. Yeah.
But that's what we do anyway, is we go around and check all the gates with F5 on.
What the hell?
Speaking of which, I can actually turn F5. Yeah, see how far that sticks out? Well, it's not that far really, but
Yeah, it's still far enough.
just far enough. Yeah, just because that very edge of that hedge would really just be foliage coming off the main body of the hedge, and you'd be able to drive through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needed to be roughly where I am now, back, kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
So you'd get at least the bodywork of the tractor would be in the hedge.
Because then you'd be able to turn, and you could just if you just clip this bit, just this bit right here, right? That'd be
Yeah.
the bit you'd clip.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about trying to drive up here, obviously, but
Yeah.
now I'm stuck.
Well, as you said, yeah, when there were gates, there was a pillar there.
Oh yeah, I forgot the grass actually moves.
That's the edge. Yeah, the grass moves.
Yeah, no, I forgot that the grass would actually collapse as you walk through
Well, you
it.
see, when you're not, because you don't have third person, you don't see yourself move.
Mm-hmm.
So that you're looking at your feet while you're walking, you don't notice that it moves.
Yeah.
I just did that so it could be on your stream, Ryan. No.
And this is not fertilised at all either. In fact, none of them are fertilised,
No,
are
wouldn't
they?
be because it's,
No, they're not.
no, because it
I think
rarely
you have to do as a mission for it to be fertilized.
Yeah,
Do you? Oh, okay.
Because
So
all the
for-
fields that I've been
so-
harvesting have been fertilized either.
So if
if you
you...
start doing the fertilizing missions, then you get a better yield off the crop. But then you would assume they're looking for more.
But then are they also going to pay more for you because of going through all the steps?
Possibly.
And that might be something worth testing.
Is-
Just
Because-
remember, you're paying for the fertilizer.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but you get well paid for it. You're getting more back than what it's costing.
But if you go through every motion, if it needs ploughing, fertilising, liming, seeding, cultivating, seeding, and you do all of them, does that mean when it comes to harvesting you'd get a lot more for it than what you would have done if you just left it to grow
Just
naturally?
be sneaky about it, and you do everything for them. And then you buy the field as it's ready to harvest, get the stuff, sell it.
Yeah, and then
sell
sell-
it back
yeah.
to the AI.
Yeah.
I forgot you could sell fields. I wish I'd have, because Jake had asked me that in my stream, and I'm like, oh crap, no, I hadn't flipped the field yet. I forgot all about that.
Hmm.
Well, that'll be something I'll be trying at some point. I can't do it now. I don't have enough money, but it'll be something I'll try at some point.
What's this money you speak of?
It's
Hey,
that
I'm
stuff that
impressed.
seems to disappear so quick.
I'm impressed I made enough money today to pay my loan. Today was a pretty productive day. We got a lot of jobs done.
So on a loan interest is 2,800, which was on a full loan.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah,
loan.
but see, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot cheaper than
Hmm.
renting something like.
Yeah.
What we paid for the big game renting it.
Oh, we was paying like 20
That's
grand.
Isn't it 19 grand a day?
Yeah.
No, it was 19 grand to lease it out. The initial lease cost and your first hour up front was 19 grand. But that's what I'm saying. So you're better off loaning 380 and owning it to the bank. It's only 2,800 or 2,000 a day or whatever.
Okay.
Well, I suppose 400 would be 2 grand a day, 2.5 grand a day. Is a lot cheaper than leaving it leased at 8 grand a day or whatever it is.
Hmm.
The per day on that big M is
Is what
How
you
much?
cut out.
You cut out right as you said how much it was.
3,008 per day.
3,000. So
That's not
you're
this
saving
day.
$200.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because 2,800 was for 5 grand or 500,000.
What's that for the big M?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yes. So
How is
Versus
it 19? How is it 19
No,
a day?
no. The
How's
the
it
big
19?
M is per day is 3,800. Operating hours 7,980
Oh, so it's 17, 7 for the.
for the hour.
How is it 19? So to get a day one?
In total was 19,380 because the base
the
cost.
initial.
Yeah, the initial base cost for leasing it then per hour
Oh,
and
yeah, you have to pay
the
that
per
as
day
well,
all
yeah,
up front. Yeah.
But like, even if you loan it, so you're still saving a grand a day.
Mhm. But then, well, you're not saving a grand a day because
Well,
you're going to
saving
use it a lot
grand
more.
Day plus,
Yeah,
yeah, you're saving a grand a day plus your usage is free,
yeah,
and you end
You
up with
only-
a tank of fuel anyway. So
yeah. All you got is your maintenance and fuel.
either.
That's all you got is expenses
Well,
from
you
then
have
on.
fuel, even if you lease it, you still have to refill it once it's empty.
True. You just don't have to repair it.
Yeah, which isn't a whole lot anyway.
Well,
no,
it-
I bet that'd probably cost the same as it cost me. It cost me $12.50 to take my Fent from 88%. So it wasn't too
Yeah,
bad.
but 12.50 isn't 7 grand an hour, like.
No way. No, it's way cheaper to own stuff than it is.
Like, even if it cost you 7 grand and you got 10 hours out of it for you to maintain it, well, that saved you 60 grand.
yeah.
This John Deere has 47 hours.
I
No,
know.
it's a rent. It's not ours.
Oh,
It's,
okay. I was gonna say. Holy
That
shit.
that belongs to the cotton harvest.
Oh, right.
If you're doing multiple missions, don't take a cotton harvest because it's telling us we haven't completed it because it took the bale and then took the other bale
Oh,
and only completed one mission. So we're waiting on a cotton mission to. We're
cover
going
up for
to we're
that.
going to bale it in small bales.
So do
and-
1,000
and then we
litres.
clear it.
Yeah.
Do 1,000 litres. See how that goes.
Can you do that? Can you unload a partial bale or no?
You
Yeah.
can, yeah.
So we've got a free John Deere while we're waiting.
But we have free John Deere, and that's why we have the cotton harvester.
But you can't use the cotton harvester on any other mission, on any of the fields that you own, unfortunately.
Yeah, because we brought the
Field 31,
harvester.
which is why it's parked up there. Do we have any cotton fields growing?
No, there's
That's
no cottons, yeah. There's plenty growing. There's
22,
the one
30, and
at there's
31.
6.
Just can't get to them.
No, you can get to them. They're just not coming up.
Oh.
They're
Oh,
fun to
okay.
get into.
They're not coming up as missions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
so
Dan had fun getting up there.
30, 22 and 30 are actually growing. 31's already been harvested.
6 is ready to go.
6 isn't showing as cotton to me. Is it? Oh, it is. There it is. 3 and 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stop there.
Well, 3
Three's
is
done.
harvested.
Yeah, so 6 is ready to go.
And
No, 6 is ready.
64
Is waiting to grow.
64 is growing something else now.
Hmm.
Corn, is it?
But 6 isn't ready to go. 5's ready. 6 is still on its last stage. So maybe
All right.
later or tomorrow we'll see
They'll come
them.
up. They'll come up all right, I'd say.
Hmm.
Is that it for the soybeans now? Should I go?
I'd say just empty because I'm going to go into the field next door. Yeah, I'll leave you go first. Just in case Armor's watching.
Thank you.
Obviously, this is a non-collidable one.
I
You
might.
play a lot of single player, and then you get back in and you forget how wonky the steering is. Really? So my clutch pedal brings up the light thing from the console.
It brings up the witch.
You know, the thing that shows you where the light range is on the, from the F menus. That's funny. Good old.
Did
Giants
you
epic.
wipe out all your settings you didn't want?
Yeah, I did. Because I was having trouble with my clutch pedal, and then I got rid of them all. That's funny. Whatever. I don't use the clutch pedal in Farm Sim anyway. So, it's not
So
really
what?
necessary.
It brings up which? Did you say?
You know it's one of the It's one of the F ones. The ones that shows you the light, which way the lights are pointed, with the blue and the yellow lines.
Is
The
that
corona.
not? Are you sure it's not just because you have?
Yeah, you have to press F5.
Still press. You haven't cleared F5.
No, I don't. Nothing's showing up with F.
Yeah, it's when you
If that-
reverse.
If that shows up, that's light. Put on your beacons or your brake lights.
Oh, there's no beacons on this track. All right, there's my brake lights. There's
Does it give you
F5.
things? Does it give you things for? Because you have the F5 for collisions, then you have the lights, then it goes back to 0, or back to nothing.
Oh, all right. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I didn't have it all the way back.
Yeah, you have to go all those back. Well, by the looks of it, the new GPS isn't going to be running on that either, so hopefully F5 won't break it anymore.
Yeah.
There's going to be a GPS. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Whoopster from Realist Modding is working on it.
Oh, shit, I didn't know about course plate till Dan told me. I got all excited.
I did put a link up there.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but this was earlier.
That's their GitHub page, like, for 19, so...
Oh, so that's right. It'll be definitely for testing as well then.
Well, yeah, because they're saying they want, but they'll quite happily have that as bait. Take it at your own risk. If you blow up your computer, then don't come back to us. Wasn't it? They had on 17?
Yeah, they had it on all of them.
And no kittens were...
Yeah, baby pandas and all kinds of shit.
Yeah. It's not our fault if you kill baby pandas with it.
I tell you what, the last two updates of Courseplay, the developer version in 17, were awful. So I hope they're not using that as the base for whatever they're doing.
No, they're rewriting a lot of it, I think.
Good, because I had to backdate 2 versions back.
But if you look at that, you see the list of issues they have with it. Like I said, like even they couldn't test it because the HUD wasn't working.
Oh yeah. Well, there's an onCreate GUI script now, so that means you can create your own UI.
Well, no, they have it fixed, but that was one of the issues they had first of all. They obviously they got it working in game, but couldn't get into it because the HUD didn't work. And then I think, well, but like the bits on the HUD didn't work. I would assume the press here didn't work. Like,
oh right, yep.
As opposed to there not being a HUD, I would say. But yeah, there's a few things Giants have changed which have broken their stuff. Like generally, like apart from Cotton and that Wilson trailer, will have no support at the start till they work out how to support it.
Yeah, you're not gonna the two
like the Wilson trailer will probably empty one trailer.
Yeah, the seed tender won't have any support. All that stuff, yeah, because they'll have to figure out how all that works, or how to make it work with their stuff.
Yeah.
But all the regular stuff should work.
Well, like even the Wilson trailer with the double tip on it, it does it with dollies, but although even their double trailers are used to have trouble, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't good at emptying road trains. It would get confused. It wouldn't know what to do.
And even with road trains now, it'll have to have them tips to the side, tell it to tip to the side and all that.
It would have to be able to tip one trailer one way and another trailer another way, and it's never been able to do that.
It can tip the two to the side. And then but there would have to you'd have to set it up so you drive so that it tips to that side.
Right. Now,
it should be able to tip the two of them to the side. Like.
You can actually, while Courseplay is running in 17, you can go and change the tip side.
Right.
In the F1 menu, while Courseplay is actually running. I've done that a bunch of times. So if they do that in 19, that's okay. Even, Courseplay was never supposed to be set it and forget it anyway. You still have to have some interaction with it. So even if it's a case of drive it to the sell point and then let me tip it from there, so I'll take that. Absolutely perfect. For now, until they work it all out.
Well, they're going to release it in bits anyway, they said, instead of just waiting forever and then release it as one big thing, right?
I just want it to be able to do silage. That's all I want Courseplay for, silage. Because I know it's going to harvest. I know it's going to, it's going to do all that stuff. Course generation will be, well, though the way field boundaries work now, that might be a thing, but maybe not. If they use the AI waypointing system, it should be all right.
Well, field boundaries are still field boundaries.
But they read differently now, don't they?
Possibly.
Yeah, they might.
Why,
well, no, I think they had an issue with that, but it's fixed. They're listed. They have it ticked as being fixed.
okay.
Their field definitions, are different.
Because I remember reading the guy, somebody was trying to do auto combine, and auto combine works on reading the field boundary and reading the density, the crop density. That's how auto combine gets every stalk of whatever's on the field, right? And they couldn't get it to work because it kept trying to go off the field because the field boundaries didn't read the same way as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you full?
Oh, I am, yeah.
For a minute, at least.
I didn't even much. Let me see if I can remember which one is the pipe.
They got a huge leg up as far as pathfinding goes with the AI the way it is now, because it is brilliant. Don't write your own algorithm, use giants, you'll be fine. Then all you got to worry about is actions and course generation, and we're in.
And it is just like Giants does the trailed machines and all that now. And does, I tell you, like, put it on that offset potato harvester.
Yeah.
Just put hired helper in the field with that. It's unbelievable. I done it in field. What's the field beyond 16 there, right?
17.
17. I done it in. Well, I know I can't because I can see the map.
No, I
can't see
was just being sarcastic. 16, where are we? 19.
19. I tell you,
Yeah.
put the trailed potato harvester in there and put it on hired help. And you'll see it making moves.
To be honest, the hired worker is so good now that only for things that the hired worker won't do would I use courseplay. Grass.
But that's what I'm saying, like,
Stuff like that,
you see it doing the reverse moves, and like that thing has got steering on the trailer.
Yeah.
It's offset. And I had it going east-west, we say left-right on the map.
Uh-huh.
And it was backing up, so it was turning, reversing into it, and then backing right up as far as the hedge, stopping, and then going forward again.
Oh, it's so good now. It's so good.
And I'm looking at it and going, I'd be 5 minutes trying to do that turn.
Like, I'll sit there and watch hired worker do things on Ravenport and be like, wow. Right up to a hedge, right up to a fence.
But the only thing that struggled on was when it got to the edge of the field, it wasn't square.
Where? Yes.
It would decide it was finished.
Yeah. Or it would just start driving around in circles. Which is
No, I didn't have it drive around the circles. It just stopped working.
It did the thing that Courseplay used to do when it couldn't make it to the next waypoint. It would just drive around in a circle because it couldn't find it. But yeah, really, Courseplay. All Courseplay has to worry about now is pathfinding. Not even pathfinding, really. Only pathfinding on a road. So only for a transport course.
Well, it's not really pathfinding because you tell it where to go.
Course yeah, but it still has to follow that. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
they need to stop.
It's not like cattle and crops where you go, take me to here.
Right. Yeah, Cattle and Crops has got that nailed. Drive here, and it does. That's pretty impressive.
Well, it's Courseplay developers.
But really all they have to worry about is getting it to understand where it is on a field and getting it to complete the actions that it's supposed to do. And they're done. And nothing's changed. There's no different, nothing. It's still lift, turn on, turn off. That's all it ever has to do. So until another implement comes out that's got more functions. Right now, it's just up, down, on, off, turn. That's it.
Yes, but it's like you were on about all the stuff from the Platinum DLC,
Which is
that we still use.
Yeah.
How many of us remember and they're there as the high-tip trailers are all in game?
Yeah. Yep. And Courseplay got those working
Yeah.
after a while.
But you just forget they're there because they're all under the sugar beet, even though they do grass and everything else. If they put them in with the tippers, you'd remember they're there and use them.
Use them. I know, right? I forgot they were there.
Although I must start a single player on this, and I'm doing sugar beet or sugar cane on this map.
Of course you are.
You have to cut them round, right?
Have fun with that.
I know. I've got to fix that.
Which?
Going down towards field 20, there's a patch of grass that's growing on the road.
That's
No, leave it.
It's Ireland.
Yeah, leave it. That's fine.
Which field?
What's wrong with that?
20.
Only
Either-
for trees growing out the road, why not us?
Either get rid of it or add more.
Yeah, just put it in the middle of the road.
It is in the middle of the road. It's going all the way across.
Perfect. It's boring. It's no worries.
It's a 21, this one. I'll be able to see where I've actually fertilised on this one. Good.
So that mission,
Boring. So you're not a boring. You remember that word.
Well, because you said it to me, that's why.
so that mission for the outs that had gone down to 20.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't grow back. So what I've done, I cancelled the mission and failed it.
Right.
And I've gone to the field to bring the combine back, and it's already grown, so I bought the field and I'm harvesting it myself.
Yeah, the combine is going to go when you reset it. Yeah.
No,
So it did grow.
that's my own combine.
Oh, your own combine didn't grow.
It didn't grow while I got the mission active.
Right.
And as soon as I cancelled the mission and it failed, I went
Right.
back to the field to get the combine. It's already grown, so right, fuck it, I'm buying the field.
Yeah.
Always grow when you cancel the mission.
Yeah,
So if that was me, I would have just brought another whatever you needed, another oat field, and
I'd done that.
it
said
didn't
I'd-
fill it.
No, it said I'd transfer it to 100% for 33. But it was only
Right.
showing up at 20% on the mission.
Yeah, missions are still bugged a bit, and that mod that we're running for multiple missions can't help it either.
Yeah. That's why I haven't taken a whole bunch of missions at once. I'm trying to keep it to like 2 or 3 at once. Because I don't want to have a huge catastrophe in the middle.
Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Now,
5,
it
6.
becomes
6
maybe
running for
different.
silage at the moment.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It may be different if I get a bunch of like silage missions off I may. But I only have the 2 tractors, so I can't do that much anyway. I never realized that Russell Mash is a sexy little machine.
Oh, it's a nice little one, yeah.
Which one you got, the 330?
330, yeah.
Little
Well,
one,
the other
yeah,
one is
it's
nice too.
Right, you've done the big Roscoe Mash shed on that, haven't you?
No, we never did in the end, because we didn't do the wheat harvest.
No, he means right now.
Alright, no, I'm running what it gave me, a 5-meter header.
I'm running a 9-meter Russell Mash on my John Deere because it's got a built-in header trailer. Sold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's... No, I'd say 9-meter would fit on this, Kev.
It
Might be a
does,
bit-
but it won't actually harvest.
Want it?
No.
No, because it hasn't got the power. If it's trying to go up a hill.
My John Deere's only supposed to run a 5 or a 6 meter, and
So
it doesn't have
it won't harvest at all, Kevin?
No, not even downhill.
Huh.
Ah,
It just stops.
alright.
Maybe the Russell Mash headers are really heavy.
And as you said, because when I was doing this in 17 testing it, I used the 161 or the 160, whatever it was a mod from Giants, and I used that because you could pull the header behind you
Yeah.
without having a trailer.
Oh, that's the sole reason I bought that header.
That's why I want that header.
Even though I have a header trailer that you can lock the header onto, it's still easier to put the wheels down, hook it up, gone.
Yeah.
Because you need a header trailer on Ravenport. And I was like, shit, I'm not messing with them. If I could get this Russell Mesh 9-meter header on my John Deere, it's sold. Works fine.
To be fair, they have worked a lot on the header track. Them a lot better than what they used to be.
Yeah, it's still even the one that I had that you could lock it on. It's still the fiddly bit of lining it
Getting
up
it,
and getting it, and
And I have no depth perception, so
it doesn't
I
matter.
struggle
There's no
with it.
depth perception in the game. Full stop.
yeah, that's true.
Fact.
So I did catch the end of the header and it pulled it. So it was there's an angle on the header trailer, but it still didn't come off.
Well, you know what happened? You know what my fear was?
Who's you're cashing in, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fertilising.
My fear was that it was going to get stuck on the header and I was going to smash into it with the combine. Because I've seen that happen before. It gets stuck on the...
Yeah. Well, when I was modding it, there was a lip on it, and I removed that on mine because I can't remember who was testing it. Was it Drake? I was testing it. So he took off down the road, not realising it was lockable. First corner, he hit the thing, went flying across the map.
Because
I'd removed the lip by default held. So there was no locking script, and there was no lip.
I think every header should have a trailer built into it. That's a brilliant idea. Because I leave traffic on in Ravenport and the roads are narrow, you're never going to get up there with a 5-meter header. So now I am going to have to, at some point, I'm going to have a bigger corn header. I'll trade the one I have in for a bigger one.
But
I'll
the
leave
corn
that
header
trailer
was
small.
nice because they're foldable.
They fold, right?
You never need a header trailer with a corn header. You just stick it on your harvester after you go.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it in 15? That foldable
Oh, that, yeah, the one that
6 meter foldable. They had it in 17, but
Love that thing.
it was never as good. Whatever they done in 17, but in 15, that foldable header I lived. I had that's what I had on any harvester I had.
He used to yell at me all the time because I never used it. He's like, I don't know why you don't use this. Because I already got a header and I don't want to buy another one.
That thing was brilliant.
Like my combine came with a header when I bought it from Shawnee, so I don't want to buy. I don't spend another $50,000 on a header. Get in trouble for driving it through the village.
Well, not with that header because it was folded up.
Yeah, well, his was folded up. Mine wasn't. Mine was 5.6 meters. That header was bigger, and it folded up smaller than a corn header. It's great.
You're spraying again, right?
Yeah. Took 2 more contracts.
Like, because those ones you can cash in and it's our equipment, isn't it?
Yep. Of course.
Oh, I was like, how do you know he's... Never mind.
Right.
Right, yeah.
So
But
I'll
I was
have to
just-
take one. I'll have to take one of them into GE, right, and take off, make the ends non-collidable.
Not collidable.
Mhm.
Well, I done
Even-
that with that one in 17. That, do you remember the one that was with that? The one that would only spray the stuff it hadn't already sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took it into the GE and took the collision off the end bits.
Yeah, just the very last...
I took off the last 2 on them just to be.
That one back in 13, that was a rigid boom arms. You couldn't fold them or anything. That was a nightmare because you always started with that.
11, no?
Yeah.
The lizard one.
Yeah.
It was an 11 as well, I think, was it?
You started off with it and it was just, you always get hooked up on something. I was glad to see that one go.
But I tell you, best thing they ever did was when David Oldfield made his 24 meter a 12 meter.
Yeah.
And then somebody took that and made it a mod. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Because there's fields on Old Ridge where 24 meter was fine, but there's fields that they weren't.
Yeah. Well, see, that one I had done was a Hardy one. I think it was on FSUK. And it was only a 12 meter, I think. Was it 12 or 15 meter? It wasn't the big sprayer in the first place.
Yeah.
But when you're driving around rise maps, you kind of tend to get trees or
Yeah.
hedges.
The only way around that is to use a spreader as opposed to a sprayer. But then you need a sprayer if you're doing herbicide.
Yeah, but you need a sprayer. Well, I mean, just for realism. You
Well,
need a
now
sprayer.
you need a sprayer
Yeah.
if you want to have weeds on.
Hmm.
All right. I'm at 12,424. I really hope I can get all of this in trailer.
12. Oh, yeah, grand. Yeah, sure. I doubt I'll have more than 1,000 up and down here. So I'm passing down past there anyway, so. Because the next field is down past the sell point.
Okay.
Literally down past the sell point.
Just say there isn't too much past the sell point at the end of the
No,
world.
it's past the VGA. The entrance into the field is through the trees by the VGA.
Okay.
So we're encountering an unknown object where the ground rises suddenly, for example, a ground swell out of the ridge in northeast side of the map, field 15. Does this make sense? Not really.
What map?
Field 15, but which map, yeah? Is it this one or Riverview?
Is this somebody in chat?
It is, it's
Yeah.
Bert,
Probably Riverview, is it?
probably.
I would have no idea then. Well, shit, I would know.
Where's
on this map.
15? Where's 15 in Riverview?
15 is as you come out of the farmers to the left. Oh, I hate it when the tank runs out and you have to stop, switch tanks and reactivate the sprayer. You come out of the farm, turn right, and it's up towards the top end of that side of the map. Turn left
Alright.
even.
So if that was your favourite map, Bert, what's your favourite map now?
I was wondering where you were going here.
Getting that bit there.
Okay.
It's all money. Apart from it wasn't as nice looking as that one sugar beeter left in the last.
Did I complete
Besides
this mission or
Sawmill.
not?
It definitely isn't this one, so because there's no salmon.
I bet I've already completed this mission. I'm just wasting fertilizer now doing this part that I don't need to do.
Yeah. A lot. See, if you were saving money, right, you'd be doing it sideways.
Let's see, contracts. Yep, I wasted money doing that. Oh well, or fertilizer and money in fact. Besides sawmill. Sorry, the sawmill on this map?
No,
Oh, that's
I
right, it's on Riverview, yeah. Riverview's still in the works anyway, so if there's a problem in field 15 then I will take a look, but I haven't been
As
to
he said,
field.
encountered an unknown object for the ground rises suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a misclick.
Yeah, it could be.
As David's old ridge, it could be the subterranean old ridge. Part of it's sticking out. I know I got part of it sticking out in the river by the second humpback bridge where the breeding animals used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't seem to move it, so it's just gonna stay there. Funny, I can still see that map in my head. I know the exact layout of that map in my head. That's scary.
What's that, Aldridge?
Yeah.
You're
I can
there?
see Drummond. I know Drummond in my head too. I can see Drummond in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can.
That's terrifying. That's
I've
way
got
too
head
much.
tracker on now, so I can't see where I'm going. So
Yeah, I can see
no, you want to go
Riverview in my
straight
head.
down, BP.
Oh, okay.
The road
I didn't know there
network
was a
anyway.
straight down.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I
alright,
just
yeah,
said
yeah.
down there through the.
You literally
Was it
meant on the other side of the
Oh,
cell
I
point.
literally meant
66,
down past the cell
wasn't it?
point. Yeah.
I gotcha.
66. Yeah, 66. Okay.
I don't think it didn't say anything about that job being finished.
Because it's we have that in other fields as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Actually, I
there's
was
a big
in the
wheat
cab
field.
to come under the trees, but I have no head tracker on, so I couldn't turn left or right to see where I was going.
Sure.
I've
That's
got
all right. And I'm
head
going to stay
tracker.
here, man. And I'm
And
gonna,
it's like Euro, so once you have the head tracker turned on in it, you can't use your mouse for moving.
oh, okay.
Other than that, Bertho's things. Right, so this field 66. No, that was the wrong button. That's the button.
Is that the Bert on the forestry areas, Rog?
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bert, for putting on bloody trees in it.
Well, he didn't. He didn't put the trees in. He just carved the outskirts of the map and went, there you go.
At least he kept them out the way.
Yeah.
I got to thank him for that.
Uh huh.
It wasn't all in the edges of the fields.
They still are in the edges of the fields.
Yeah, but not as bad as where you're driving and you can't see through.
You haven't been on the latest Riverview then?
That's why you want to be on the third part. That's why it's a first person map.
Yeah.
I'll drive in the cab anyway.
To stop moaning.
How about when you mean like the harvester and that, and clipping through the trees and then smacking you in the face? Turds.
Well, that's a giant issue. They need to be able to move all the leaves like they do the grass.
Coming in 26. Or 27 rather,
2029.
uneven. Yeah.
Available in Farm Sim 29.
No longer having to cut the limbs off trees, they now move as you drive through them.
It'd be good if they're snapped off like they would in real.
Well, would they
Or
necessarily
window
always
screen
snap
and
off?
kill you like they would in real life.
Yeah, because how many times have you been in a bus and you can hear them smacking off the side of the bus or the front of the bus, and they never break off.
No.
No, they just get worn down.
Yeah, but it's over a long period of time.
That's why they got the silver rails on the outer deck upstairs. On the outer edge of the deck upstairs.
Well, that's in case some bus driver just forgets that they have a double decker going through a low bridge.
Now the best is though, we're given a guide to where all the low bridges are.
Oh, they do it here too, but what has happened a few times is there's been something going on, so they rerouted the route and never bothered to check and put double deckers through a low bridge.
Yeah, they've done that, yeah. They've
Took
done
a bunch of heads off.
Well,
Now our driver realised before he took the bus out that it was meant for low deckers, single deckers only, and he said, "I'm not taking that out." I said, "Why?" He goes, "The bridge. I'll make it into a convertible bus if you want, but I don't think you'll like it."
just think of all the money that you could make though from tourism on a convertible bus.
Plenty of them where I am.
Yeah, but
The country that it rains 364 days a year.
this
Snow's the 765th.
this bridge will take you down to about a foot above the floor upstairs.
That's okay. Just don't let kids up there. Adults only. There we go. Not
Yeah,
wasting.
so if you're sitting at the front looking out, you have plenty of time to run. While everyone else looks at you running. Oh, I just missed my stop there. I must run down the stairs.
When it gets me, there's height warning inside the cab, and that the amount of drivers there, still it's a bloody it's a bridge.
But how many of them actually take note of? Well, we have a tunnel where I am, and there's a big sign that flashes up and says you're too high, and a truck still managed to go through and take out all the ducting in the roof, all the lights and the fans and all that.
That was a first.
Yeah, that's just I'm not paying attention.
I've seen a truck's the cab top of the cab ripped off on a truck by a bridge near me.
Yeah. Or I used to work in the factory. There was a low bridge at the end of the hill. There was a few people hit that. There was an accident because one side was higher than the other.
Is that the bridge down by where your flat was, right?
That was why. Yeah. I was wondering why
Yeah.
the tractor was. I wonder if this is one of the problems on the on all maps in FS19 where there is a rapid change. The ground you're on and the ground rise reading as well as a wall. No, I had the implement down on the back, and forgot, and so it bounced. It was catching the ground every so often.
If you want to pull across the top there, it's LMPM 3/4 foot. You there, BP?
We need fertilizer. Or we may as well refill this. But there's northeast corner of field 15. I will definitely have a look at.
I suppose I got the edge dropping at the same time.
No, because then it'd be on the stream as well. Although I could do that. That wouldn't be hard.
That you back, BP?
That's me. I'm coming. Yeah. Gave this field a bit of a mohawk, huh?
Well, we'll just put it this way. Years of experience, drive straight down to the bottom corner, then start going around.
Yep. Yeah, you got to open it up.
It's too awkward to try and get an angle to get it at the start. Yeah, stop there. And this one, the AI doesn't like this one because it decides it wants to go crossways in it, at an angle.
Yeah.
So it does. It'll do the field, but it leaves.
It'll follow whatever the terrain angle is set. I found that out at Big Field 7 on Ravenport. When I put another tractor on it, one was going up and down fine. The other one wanted to go straight across at a diagonal angle on the field because that's the way the terrain angle was set.
Yeah, this thing was going across at an angle. So like it was doing it, you just had to go around and do kind of 2 headlands at the end of it.
Because this is just default terrain, default angles, right?
Yeah.
Southeast west, yeah. You still streaming?
I am, yeah.
Wow.
Streaming Giants editor. No.
Yeah, because there's a problem
you?
in the northeast corner.
Welcome to Giants Editor.
Yeah. Farm was. I think there's the village. So farm was up here, wasn't it? No, farm wasn't up there. Farm was over there. So no, 15 is over there. And if I go fields, script, that, and then have that on, I can find field 15 a lot easier.
Yeah, there's no field numbers in.
That's the field. 15 is the big one there. Okay.
Well, there
I
are.
know it used to be it used to be the grass field. It's not anymore, though, is it?
No, so turn that off. So where are we looking, Bert? 200 hours in Farm Sim on Riverview, but cheating in the pricing by playing the 150 mod and best prices offer each other while waiting for more trees. Oh, are you waiting for the more trees mod so you can plant more trees? There isn't enough trees on Riverview already.
There's only, what, 13,000?
Tell them to start cutting down the hedges.
So there's a object that you are hitting in field 15 on the northeast corner. Well, if we select everything like so, if there is anything in 15, it will be white. That's the
High barrel,
that's just the trigger for the collision trigger for the tree.
You set up by the sawmill, so is it not in 15, but right towards the sawmill in the forestry?
In the forestry area. Well, there's
Well, you said by the sawmill,
just
You know,
below the
trigger float.
northeast corner.
just below northeast, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's over there then, isn't it? Assuming north is where the farm was, looking up that way. So that would be here.
Is that the wood cell point?
Oh, the wood cell point's back there, that end. You see, it depends on which way he's looking as north. Because you look from the PDA, north is the top end of the map. The PDA, yeah, which is the farm.
Let's assume the standard Giants directions that north is always up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, totally.
so from the PDA point of view, Bert, the farm, the old farm, is north. The
Screenshot it.
or take. He has no way of sending it to me. Oh wait, you could email it me. He could, and the port would be south. So. A link to Discord would have to be added though. Invite, leave, no. Create category. How do you do this now? Invite people. That's it. Copy. But I don't have my own chat open on the computers. That's pointless.
What do you need, John?
A link.
Discord link.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can take a picture of it and then send it into Discord, Bert.
Boy, that thing's got some. I think it's got some bits moving on it. All the belts and everything. I like that.
And the fans and their new stuff has got a lot of under the hood on animation.
There you go.
Thank you.
So now how is that finished when it hasn't been sold yet?
Which
This field.
Oh no, it takes it off each piece.
it
Off.
takes, you see, as you're selling the
right.
crop, it takes it off whichever one it deems it should take it off of.
Right.
It spreads it across them all, but the smaller fields will get done quicker than the larger fields.
So when you're taking multi-missions, you just have to, that's what happened with the cotton, because we baled one and sent that in, they baled the second one. But because the way cotton works, it doesn't give you the access.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we done it with sunflower, we filled up a trailer which had nearly 3 fields worth of stuff in it, and as you're tipping it, it was like field 1 done, field 2 done.
You went down to 17, I guess. By the sell points. That field.
Yeah, we're in 17, yeah.
Yeah. May as well come and have a nosy and
Right, this last bit.
Yeah, I'll come around the other side. Yeah.
Right, so 12 is done. 27 has to be done. 33 to be done. 10 is done. 17 is done.
Oh, you've done
43
this one.
is done. Which one?
you've done this one. That's why I came all the way down here to watch you do it.
Alright, no, we're done. I can go
Down
up to
east
work out
side
which
of
one.
the field. Ground raise
So I'm
is
going
top
up
now.
to 30.
Okay, so
Is I'm going to do
swampy.
33 next.
So, so you're saying it's up here. So down east edge of the field, the ground raise is top, is north. Yes, swampy northeast corner. Okay, so yeah, so we was reading
That
it
finished
correctly.
field 10.
So the east
Right, so we're going up to 33 next if you want to follow me.
Yeah.
rise is there. And what happens, Bert? The combine doesn't harvest it that well, I guess. Because if that's the case, it's a problem with the header on the combine. Now it sits lower, so it gets stuck on the ground a bit easier. That it's a known issue. If it'll be fixed is another one.
The hazards actually make a beeping noise now.
Joe?
Yeah. Because this doesn't have beacons, so I turn the hazards on and beep it
It
up.
depends on your vehicle, I think. This one doesn't.
Yeah, this case clicks. Like an indicator sound.
But there's nothing showing as being you know, a hidden collision or something, a misclick there.
He didn't put a placeable or anything around there, no?
No. Oh, I don't know if he did.
Not a large trigger or something.
No, there's nothing there. It's just a hill. It's like a hill, but the header on the combine sits lower in 19.
That hill there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
could kill some headers.
Maybe just a quick smooth pass over.
Mm-hmm.
Editing tools, Bert. Brilliant invention. So you may want to stay there now while I... Oh yeah, nice easy swing. Much easier than the potato harvester.
So there. Hey, Moondog.
Hey, Moondog.
And zoom out and go back in. And
Hello.
see, that's
I think Yoda's got the most impressive desk there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a nice. This set's
And the,
nice.
and the computer is not bad on it either.
Can I just say though that pretty much all of what you're looking at there is paid for by the place he works for.
Yeah.
you can definitely do that yourself in game now, Bert. No need to go in the editor.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. Yoda, so he's earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice setup.
When
I'll tell you what, you gotta watch that video of him setting up his joystick and steering wheel to work in Farm Sim 13. First guy to ever figure it out. Amazing. Dang.
Saying it's much easier now when you can do it in game.
It's so much easier now, but I mean, he had like 14 different programs he had to run to do that. And, I mean, it was impressive. First time I ever saw him do it, I'm like, and he hadn't said nothing, right? So he was streaming, and we were watching him stream, and we saw him pull his joystick back to stop, and then pull it back again to back up. And we're like, "Are you using your joystick to back up?" Yep. How? You bastard. And then a couple of days later, he made a video on how to do it.
Thanks for pointing that out, though, Bert. Much appreciated. Should be fixed in the next version.
And is it just the
That's just that
headers
hump.
if you're using a big header, they're going over the hump, yeah.
Yeah, and could be a problem with cultivators as well if you know how you catch it.
And I definitely wouldn't put sugar beets in that field because that sugar beet header likes to get stuck.
But that's what I'm saying, there's things like that now with the editing tool, you can just go in and smooth it out. It costs you a bit of money, but...
As long as you're on the field, you're fine.
You don't have to wait for another version of the map to come out.
So
To
if
fix
you-
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you're doing a mission, then you just go at it at different angles and you'll eventually get...
so it just means there'll be less versions of Riverview floating around now, because you can fix them in game.
Yeah, as soon as they make it so you can turn collisions on and off in the...
Yeah. Well, you
I didn't
can...
make collisions, Roy. Was it me?
You can make glidable hedges disappear, though.
Yes, you can.
How?
In the editor.
Now, Moondog, you'll be happy to know
Yeah,
that
you build the
I
ground
pointed
up.
out
Oh, you
I
built the
pointed
ground
out a
over them.
collision in this, and Roy agreed.
Well,
See?
he's a very good map maker, and he tends to listen to suggestions. Just doesn't listen to remove all the glidable edges.
That isn't a that isn't a suggestion. That's a moan. That's a complaint.
Then you know how to drive better, Dan.
He made the
Oh, I
corner going
don't
for the
have a
farm
problem.
bigger, so I mean, actually I still haven't looked at that.
I want more trees so I can plant just before cutting the mature trees, so the hills are not bald. I get that. Yeah, that's understandable. I don't know when that mod will come out or if it will come out, but if it gets ported, it'll probably mean a whole new rewrite of the script, or a good portion of it.
Well, it depends. It might be worth looking at the old one to see.
If it, yeah,
What more trees?
yeah,
Is there a limit to how many trees you can have on them?
there
Oh,
is,
yeah.
yeah.
And Roy has well superseded it.
Is yours? Yours is over. Okay.
Oh yeah, well over it.
Well, it doesn't affect the map. It's only when you go to plant stuff. So if you go and buy the seed planter or the tree planter, and you get your saplings and you got to plant them, it just says you can't plant it. Just to cut down some first.
Yeah, and then you go and cut
And
all the
until you
trees
cut
down in the
down
fields.
That many down.
Yeah,
Yeah, until you can cut that many down, you can't plant anymore.
and if you cut all the trees
that
down in the
adjustable
fields,
Is that an adjustable
No.
limit in the i3?
No.
The map? No.
no,
No,
it's hard
the
coded.
game.
Oh,
I never looked at the mod, but I would assume the mod just
hence why you need
overwrit
a
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the
Which
mod made it
I've
like
said,
some
and it
silly
may
number,
work
like a
that
million or something.
It may work in 19 if it's only
Yeah, it just depends on if that script is still functional within 19.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it would have to be a
Like you might
You'd
be
have
able to
to be
just
a
change
lower
the def version and
yeah.
put it in. It may work, it may not.
Yeah,
Be worth a try.
yeah.
That's how some mods are converted. Change the def number, you're into the next version of the game.
Because we're on
Very
XML.
Or it gives you
9
errors,
now.
and that's how you start fixing it.
Oh yeah, I want to fix that L10
See.
error on my bag lifter too.
I like this sound of the
Is
map.
that not on Giants, that one, no?
It's definitely more scenic.
Was that bag thing on Giants?
Yes.
And it's got an L10N error.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it needs
But
to
I
be
don't know
L18.
if it's an error as so much as it is the what is this called? Drive
you would
control.
just- you would
Drive
just-
control. Can't read it. Because you know how it's got to be, like, okay, so when you look at the, and this is for the maintenance I'm talking. Like this
Yeah,
says
that one
tipper
knows.
and tractor because those are the categories. That
Oh, I
must
get
not
you.
have its
All
own
right.
category.
It's the drive control is having issues with it as
Yeah,
opposed to
yeah.
being. It's not throwing up an error with that.
No.
I was
It
going
just
to say you would assume Giants wouldn't be releasing stuff with that.
No, it just says 118N missing, and it'll still give you a number as far as maintenance percentage, but I'd like it to say.
All right, so
backlist.
L1810 is obviously something is different than an L10N. So
Yeah, it's a category call is what it is, and there's just no category for bag lifters, so I'm gonna just make now that I have the create category script.
you can make your own category.
Yeah,
Imagine doing rainbows on this field.
You can make your own category.
on the field we're on right now.
Yeah, they'd all
That'd
end
be
up
fun,
down there.
That's what claydable hedges are for.
Uh-huh.
Claydable hedges, slopey ground, perfect.
Yeah, they'd all end up down here
Or learning how to do it right and turn the baler every so often,
in this corner somewhere.
which none of us ever do. I could see the cotton harvester down there.
So I mean, this is definitely a more scenic side of the map.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
definitely.
very pretty. Yeah.
It always was, if you're out of the sheep pen and that, looking out over the side of the map.
Yeah. Because you've got it sloping off, haven't you, into the distance. So you've got
Yeah,
the
oh.
height advantage.
Because this road that doesn't look too bad till you try bring in big trailer full of potatoes up.
Yeah. And then you're doing like 3 or 4 miles an hour going up the hill, depending on the size of the tractor and the trailer and amount that you've got in it.
Well, that one, the mission we were doing
Yeah.
up there from where BP is parked up that road, like struggling to where you were.
Hmm.
I didn't even know there's a road there. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that goes down to.
That
you know,
goes all the
two
way down to the
fields
top
in
right
front
corner.
of you, and then there's a big field across, and then one up the top. It's the one up the top. It's the one that's green beyond the 2 brown fields now.
Yeah.
That's the one we done in potatoes the last day. Or we done it some stage last week. We done potatoes in that with the trail or the self-drive harvest.
You plan on trying the pond mod out? We've got it on the server. We just haven't used it yet. What was
Which
this?
one?
The pond mod. The placeable pond.
Yeah.
Add water to the east. The creek crossing in the east forest. Okay. My coffee's evaporated again, so I'll be right back.
Alright.
That's not the mute button.
Well, hello to you too, Dan.
I'm ashamed I didn't know Roy had a channel.
Really?
I didn't.
Wow.
I was clueless.
Well, now you know. That's all that matters.
And knowing's half the battle.
Look at there's some slope up here. I know there was going so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big hill.
This field is definitely
What field you in?
33.
33.
That's around.
Yeah, there's some slow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was flat, trying to keep up, trying to stay next to you.
It'd be a nice field for corn silage.
Yeah.
Or even grass silage, but with picking it up with the the machine thing, the Cron big whatever it is,
Yeah, the big X.
big X, yeah. As opposed to baling it and leaving it running away.
I seen one of them go through on a tractor trailer the other day.
I'm surprised how many there are in America. I saw a video from, well, obviously it was from last year, Wisconsin corn silage, and there was, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them in the field. Just, I mean, and there wasn't a New Holland or a John Deere in sight. It was 4 big X's and 4 fence cart.
As the European brand's taken over.
No, Fenton has started showing up. My friend, like I said, my buddy lives about an hour and a half from here. He's got 2 of them, of the 1050s.
Fenton, I tell you, Fenton's a good tractor. Why wouldn't you, you know? Now,
He
there were 4 tractors, carton, but the 4 I saw were Fenton. And I'm like, there's no American brand in this shot at all. Hey, you
Says he's got a hired hand, don't like him. He doesn't like the CVT. He likes the old quad range out of the John Deere's.
Why wouldn't you like a CVT? Push it forward, go. You don't have to mess with it. Done.
Sorry, Bert. No, I can't do that.
He just got done replacing
it's, there's plenty that you can buy anywhere on the map, any field you want, and put a placeable down. I'm not moving buildings from the port just to make space for a placeable. That's why I haven't got a designated. Well, there is now because the old farm area, but in any of my maps, I've never had a placeable designated spot for a placeable when you could just easily go and use any field to do that. I just never saw the reason as to why you'd have a placeable spot. It just didn't make sense to me.
I know they have they'll go anywhere anyway. You can level out the ground afterwards.
Yep.
I'm not even half full yet.
Yeah, no, I was just going to come down this side.
Oh, it's just soybeans. Yeah, it's not a great yield off soybeans.
So there's the thing. Does it not tell you what temperature the engine's running in single player, or is it the John Deere just doesn't have that function?
Where does it tell you the temperature?
It should be on the right of the steering wheel HUD, on the other side from where the RPM is.
Oh, it's inside the tractor.
On the main HUD. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't read it because I have it set to 50%. So I can read all the giant stuff, but that stuff is just way too small.
Yeah.
Like I can read the RPM just about. They added that, didn't they?
Yes. In fact,
I can read the RPM.
Is your truck? Let me just jump in Roy's truck. You can see it.
Oh, there you go.
Multiplayer thing. It's well, I didn't know you were over there. I thought you were in the editor.
No, it's okay.
I would have just asked you to look.
Roy can't see the dash from back there.
No, it's definitely it's got to be a multiplayer thing. It's not in this one either. So apparently you only get that in single player, I guess.
No, I've got it in the.
You're in
the
single
Lost
player.
Dash.
You're in single
But you're
player.
in single player.
No,
It might be it could be a dedicated issue then.
Yeah. But Cheryl's in the big game, and that doesn't have a temperature on it.
So it's a vehicle.
So these two tractors that I jumped into just happen to not have.
Well, tab into one of the other. Tab into.
Yeah, there's the case and the fence.
No. Nope. So it's
Just we own every piece of equipment that just doesn't have one.
Does the engine have to be on for it to show?
yeah. Well, I'm turning the engine again.
Like, I mean, I get it, there's a load of info on it, but yeah, they could do with having it a bit bigger.
Huh, that's weird. Oh well, whatever. I only just noticed it today while I was.
What does it actually say? So I have a header and harvester, right? And then that's my amount of litres, is it? Right. And what's down the bottom then?
So the bottom
.71 something.
Yeah, I guess that's your weight. Your weight. That's the way they explained it to me. And then your RPM obviously is inside the speedometer.
Yeah.
Part.
And where should
on
the other one be?
On the right side of that.
All right.
There would be, like in single player, there's a temperature gauge there.
See, like, I don't see why they have to tell you, like, for your litres. I mean, there's a fuel gauge there which works perfectly fine.
Now, this doesn't tell you, also in multiplayer, it doesn't tell you how many liters per hour you're using.
All right, is that supposed to tell you how many litres per hour?
Above where it says, like mine says 192 of 265. Right?
All right, it tells you how many litres an hour.
Above that would be a line telling you your actual liters per hour and your average liters per hour.
Right.
Which just, again, does it matter? Not really, but it's, it's neat. And I would have never noticed it except that I just happened to be sitting here and I looked over and said, well, wait a minute, I don't have a temperature gauge. So maybe the whatever script, the diagnostic thing in the console, maybe that gets disabled in multiplayer to keep server lag down.
So you only have 27 left after this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wonder how this plays with the real fuel usage.
Wow.
Which the drive control thing is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Well, I would assume it would work with it because it's obviously reading off of something. So
I think it just pulls that. It calls that information diagnostic script that's built into the game.
that's what I'm saying. So if the fuel is adjusted to that, it's just pulling that in for what?
Because they
Or
know
doing simple maths and saying you have that amount of you're using that amount of liters and that's that amount of hours.
because we had it on drummer, but I just got rid of it just to kind of minimize the amount of mods we were running. But
Okay, we'll put my grain elevator on the river beside the port approach, but could you remove the building at the entrance to the lower road? No. Sorry, I won't. You can do that yourself, you know.
yeah, don't be scared to jump in a GE, man, and do it yourself. I know, on thing, but trust me, as long as you keep a working copy of your map somewhere on your computer, you're fine. I mean, you know, little minor changes like that, like moving a building or whatever, you're not going to break your map doing it. Believe me, trust me, I've done it a million times.
Especially when it's just a cosmetic building.
Yeah, and it's you know, and there's never anything wrong with editing a map for your own personal use. Plus, you got the map maker sitting here telling you it's okay. So.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I don't build the map for everybody else, I build it for me. So it's designed to how I like to play. I don't play with placeable mods other than what's already given to you. You know, they've never interested me personally, and that's why these maps where it's all production maps have never interested me.
Yeah, that production stuff is fun for a little while, but it becomes, at least for me, that's all you know what I mean? There's no, like farming for me is always sort of not, it's never been about the end product. It's always about unless you're growing apples or something, you know, like wheat. If I'm growing wheat, I probably don't own the mill that turns it into flour. You know what I mean?
No.
And
That's the way I look at it. I get why people like that stuff, but it's just never been mine.
and when
Milk. I just want to make milk. I don't want to make cheese and, you know, everything else.
And when I was doing back then as newbie farming 17, when, you know, with seasons, and I had 200 plus cows, it was taking virtually all day just to feed them.
Yeah, which is, you know, a wonderful thing. I love it when we get on drummer and it takes one of you guys 3 hours to take care of the cows. I like that. And so does Barry.
Yeah. I don't mind. I enjoy it.
But now all the TMR's mixed for you, so it's a little bit easier.
It is. Well, I had to do something over the winter.
I know.
11 hours or so around there, real time of making TMR. I enjoyed that. We're definitely gonna have to turn that grass. Been sitting there for a week now. It's definitely ready to turn.
It should definitely be dry by now. Or drier to turn it.
That's something that needs to come into, because I when David first brought it up, and we all thought that it was in 19. It turns out it was cattle and crops with the
Cattle and crops.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That is the coolest thing they've implemented into that game yet.
I
yeah.
haven't actually. I must play cattle and crops or something. And on the road, that had a big update as well.
When
Yeah.
you get that 3 levels of dryness thing that pops up, that's cool.
You know, people were like, "Oh, horses are coming into 19." Okay, but you'll be able to. But then it was a mix-up on.
Yeah, I'm coming up. Dynamic, you know, grass
But
moisture.
dynamic terrain though still doesn't do anything for me.
I don't even notice it, to be honest, anymore.
That's what I'm saying. When people are, farms, why should have dynamic terrain? No, it doesn't do freaking anything.
All right.
You know, if
I
seasons
followed you
could
in
do it.
here, but
What's
I'm
the
not.
last one, Roy, is a different one, isn't it?
With 27. 27 is the next one down.
Yeah, what is it?
It's wheat.
Alright, yeah, so out, yeah, straight out and then go
Yeah, it's left. Follow the
left.
road to the left and straight on.
Then. And when you're coming back the same way, but carry on down till you get to the 80-kilometre sign and then turn right.
Because this one was soybean, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Is that the only one? Did you cash in the...
I haven't cashed any.
Fertiliser?
I've done all the fertilizers. They've all been cashed in. I didn't cash any of these ones in because I had no idea which one the harvester belonged to.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one actually.
So I was like, yeah, I won't touch them.
Yeah, I can't even remember.
I don't want
which one.
you don't want to, you know, you're harvesting and all of a sudden you're sitting on the ground going, where's my harvester gone?
Or if you've only 20, well, 27 is big enough, and
Yeah, it's the big one. Let's see, is there any fertilizing ones that are worth doing? I know that 721 pound. No. Oh, there's that one.
Yeah, but worth
1900.
doing if you get the entire production chain. You know what I mean? If you're fertilizing and then come back in and harvesting, they're all.
Yeah.
So the question to the invisible bale, dead pervert.
it is a deadly surfer, did you say?
No.
Yeah, Ryan said he did that on single player as well.
Now, see, I haven't had it. Oh, I haven't done bales in single player yet. Never mind.
Production maps are not attractive to me. Landscape is important. That is why I love Riverside and can have the best of both worlds. It is
Riverside, Riverview.
still my favourite map. Yeah, I get that, but if I took the building out from the port and then released it, that means that building's missing for everybody. And it, you know, for me, the port looks really nice, and so removing it for you to put a placeable there makes it attractive for you because you can put that placeable, but for other people they might want to put that placeable somewhere else if they use the same placeable, so it's unattractive at that point.
That's just shit right up.
Fertilizer
All right,
on
so
30,
I'm
on
going
two.
to the.
So come back down
Yeah.
the way you came, and when you get down as far as the 80-kilometre sign, turn into your right.
Which way do I want to go to T junction?
Left,
Left.
and then keep going down that road till you get to the 80 sign,
36 and 2.
and then turn in there and straight up,
So it's 36.
and it's literally at the end of that
Oh.
road.
36 is right here. Huh. In fact, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Because it's left here.
The only person who can get lost in his own map.
No, because I'm looking for the entrance to
Looks different
36.
looks different in GE.
It does. Very different.
So I'm turning across from the 80
Yeah,
and all the way down.
and all the way down, yeah. There's another fence you should have looked at. Right.
Another
One between 28 and 27.
the sheep.
That gets properly narrow there, yeah.
Okay.
As in, it's possibly just pull field 27 back a bit. I'd say is probably the easiest because I know 28 isn't far off of the fence on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But like as you're going around the thing there, it's right on the fence, and the fence is actually on the field.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I would leave this just the way it is. That is a classic, like Norfolk, put the field up against the fence kind of deal right there. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't touch it. I remember Reefy when I was cutting in the headlands for sugar beets to leave enough room for the roper to turn around. and he was telling me, he's like, you're leaving too much headland. I'm like, well, we need to be able to turn around. He sent me some pictures of some fields near his house. I swear to Christ, the wheat was growing in the hedge.
Well, see, wheat is. Yeah, I mean, down where we go on holidays, like it's on the beach. So just like the sea will wear away a cliff, like, and the cliff now is probably about 9 feet high, like off the beach, and the corn, had corn in it. That the corn was right up, as if the ground was falling away with corn in it.
Wow.
I request to make the lower road entrance more obvious. All first looks miss it. Yeah, but I don't watch the videos for the first looks. If I watch a video, I'm watching it just for the gameplay. You know, first looks, they miss a lot of things because they're just trying to point out the obvious. They're just they're just pointing out the obvious. Where's the sell points? What's the quickest way there? You know.
Watch some of my first looks. I'll miss entire swaths of the map. Like, oh, are there animals on this map? That's a good question. I have no idea. Maybe.
I mean, have you seen the latest first looks videos? They're just people flying across the map. They ain't even driving anymore. They're just flying.
Yeah.
You know so they're missing all of the map.
Yeah, but then if first look showed everything, if you went on the map, then just get bored.
I only ever look, like I don't look at them anyway. I'll look at the pictures of a map, and if it's a map that attracts me in the pictures, then I'll probably try it.
I look at
The only reason I would
if it looks
use
boring, it's like no.
a first look map is if it's a map that has production stuff in it, and I just want to have a go. Then I'll watch a video and say, okay, this is how this works, because maybe I don't know how it works. Other than that, I'm not really all that interested. I don't worry about first look maps.
You know, out of all the videos I've seen on Riverview, there's only one that has really jumped out at me, and that was the one that the guy built a farm right on the riverbank.
Oh, in that field.
Yep. You know.
Yeah, that was nice. This is a fast-shaped field, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect. I mean, it's not grass, but it's still pretty good.
You might want to come up there with 3,000.
Right.
This is wheat. We're getting a good turn on this.
Do you want to turn and I'll get you going? Yeah.
See, center and spring, brilliant.
Oh yeah, I'm a convert. I use it.
But like, even with 900 degrees there, full lock around the car, and then just let go of it and spring straight back in no time. Whereas with no center and spring, you'd be forever trying to straighten up.
Well, it took me 5 years to get centering spring. Give me a few, and I'll be up in my rotation.
Right, you're good there. You can drive off, so you can swing around or stay there. Yeah.
I'll just back up.
Bit of corn, wheat, chaff, and you're really you'll be alright.
Oh yeah, well shit.
Wasting.
You know what? You'd have so much crap in the that's why these radiators pull out, so you can blow them out, or fold down. In this case, these fold out. Does this tractor have onboard air? It does not.
Let's go and have a look at that.
Well, it does if you have the right adapter. It doesn't. It's not built in. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, the only way you're ever going to get a map that does everything you want it to do is to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as much as I love Old Rage, and I loved it from the minute I started playing on it, it wasn't but 6 months before I started to edit it a little bit to fit the way that I like to play, or the idea that I had in my head without taking away the atmosphere and what made Old Ridge. You know, Drummer the same way. You know, Drummer was more functional changes, gates and stuff that just didn't make any sense. But you know, the only way to get a map that's exactly the way you want it is to make it yourself. And learning how to use Giants Editor could be a very nice accomplishment. You get it. You look at it. You look at something you did, and you'll be like, "Wow, I did that." You know, hey, amen. That's it.
Exactly.
And there's plenty of us kicking around who know the ins and outs of Giants Editor. So I don't even know, is he even still watching, or am I just talking to myself?
No, we're still watching.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you ever need any help or anything, you know, there's plenty of us who know our way around it. So I've never made a map from scratch, but I know I could. That's just never been my thing. I'll find a map I like and then edit it to fit my exact style.
And a lot of people are saying that, you know, Giants now, or not Giants, but the editor now is a lot easier than what it was.
Yeah, I never really had much of a go with it in 19, but
You know, but then there's still a learning curve to it, because if you're doing it for the first time, you still got to learn all the buttons and the shortcuts and etc. and get used to it.
And there's the thing. That's the thing. Like me, I have no workflow whatsoever. Like, I have a workflow for GIMP, for texture stuff, and for graphics that I've been using for years. It works for me. When it comes to Giants Editor, I don't use keyboard shortcuts or anything. It takes me twice as long to do stuff.
When I had downloaded GIMP and it was a newer version than what you had, you were lost in it.
I had no idea. I had to get rid of it. I had to go back to the old version because I couldn't use the new version. I'd been using the old version for 5 years. Blender, same way. When they updated the UI on Blender, it took me forever to figure it out again.
It's like Windows 7 after using Windows 10 after using Windows 7 on the XP set.
Yeah, and wondering where the hell your start button was.
And then fucking, Windows come to Windows 10, you're like,
how do I get to my programs? It took me half an hour on the Abacus when I went up from Windows 8.1 to Windows 10. I'm like,
This is the one I needed.
where are my programs? Because I don't keep nothing on my desktop. I'm like, give me my start button back.
Yeah, I'll still miss my window.
Windows 7 was the best. Windows 7 was the best, I think, still to this day.
I still don't like 10.
Windows 10 is very good, and I've had less problems.
I
with
don't know, I
Windows
don't
10
think
than
this is
most people,
Windows. It turns on the computer, you press it right.
Windows, I thought that there was what you opened in the summer.
Windows 10 is just way more invasive than any other Windows ever. You know, it's so invasive. It uses so much resource. Windows 7, you barely know was there.
But that's because now they want to know everything about you and everything you're doing. And
Yeah.
so when you click on one thing, they can then fucking bombard you with ads.
Like, let's face it, if you had 4 gigs of RAM back in the Windows 7 days, you were screaming, right? Now you'd be lucky to run Windows with 4 gigs.
Yeah, but the other side of that, then all the programs are using a hell of a lot more as well. And
Sure.
It's just the whole setup is using more.
I tell you, I didn't like Windows 8 because the Abacus was a Windows 8 computer when I bought it, and I hated it. I hated it. It was awful. And then they came out with Windows 8.1, and it got slightly better. And then, of course, Windows 10.
Should never would have been XP. Well, Windows 95 XP, I think, in 2000.
Yeah.
And then 7. But XP in 2000 would have only been at work.
I had Windows 95, and then I didn't have Windows ME. Ugh. You talk about an
Millennium
awful
Edition.
operating system. It was the worst operating system of all time.
I know Vista was bad.
And
There
then
again,
I had-
Windows 8 was bad as well.
And then I don't think I had another computer till Windows 7. Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't have another computer till Windows 7. I don't think I had an XP computer. No, I know I didn't, actually. I never had XP. I
Vista
went
had-
Windows 95, Windows ME, and Windows 7.
Vista had that super catch, so it would catch everything, which would then, consume all of your memory, because it was all cached.
Windows 10 has super fetch too. Have you, like, if you run CC Cleaner, you see how long it takes to clean a super fetch because it stores everything that you did before your
Yep.
computer faster the next day. And that went. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't care how long it takes my computer to boot up. I don't want all that crap running in the background when I'm trying to do something.
Yeah, they introduced it in Vista, and then said they'd fixed it in Windows 8 and 7, and basically they hadn't. They just dialed it down a little bit in 7. It was still
I
there.
never noticed it in Windows 8. I didn't even notice it because, you know, obviously with this system, because the Abacus was pretty good about allotting resources.
Well, it was a laptop, yeah, so just designed to run well.
And of course, this one being all hand built and everything, you know, that's super fancy. I'm like, that's got to go.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things I turned off when I installed Windows 10. I'm like, no, we're not having that. I don't need what I did yesterday running in the background today.
I've turned everything off in Windows 10.
Yeah, the problem is every time there's a major update,
Turns
it
it all
turns
back on.
back on again. Like, you know how many times I've gotten rid of the Xbox nonsense and all that, the game DVR and all that shit? Every time there's a big update, it comes back again. Cortana, can't get rid of Cortana. You can try, but she always comes back.
Yeah, if you turn off the search function for Cortana, it turns off the search function for the whole of your computer.
Right.
And watch what you ask Cortana. She'll come up with some crazy stuff.
Well,
I mean, Cortana, I'm sorry, but Cortana and Siri and all that, they're a little creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, would you like me to read you a bed? No, shut up. It's like that robot in Rocky, what was it, Rocky 4, the one that Rocky bought Paulie for his birthday?
Yeah.
You know, it was just creepy. I don't know.
Guys, I have more than 2,000 hours on Newbie and Riverview, and will now even play more with the landscaping function, mainly in the forestry. I'm a forester, not a farmer. I messed up in the editor. I have that in the editor in just 17, probably.
He's got more hours in Newbie Farm than you do. Right?
Yeah, he does. Wow.
I'll be honest. All my hours, any of Roy's maps have come in multiplayer.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean,
Well,
I've heard.
apart from Maypole, Newbie would have been multiplayer.
Harvest.
If you heard, you know, if
You missed
you
a
play
spot.
Your Newbie Farm. Like I've been hearing Newbie Farm forever, but I never equated Newbie Farm and Roy. But I didn't know Roy 2 years ago. It's been 2 years.
I'd never heard of Newbie Farm.
And he was and in fact, Frito was the guy who told me. He said, "Hey, this is the guy who makes Newbie Farm." Oh, no kidding. All right, cool. And then I felt bad. I'm like, I never played on it.
It's a shit map, that's why.
Well, no, because again, like I keep saying, I found my map. You know what I mean?
I looked at the PDA and I said, that looks like a crap map.
Oldridge was home,
It is.
and that was it.
It's
And
too
then,
big.
you
Doesn't.
know, and I'm glad I know you now, because now I get to play on these maps, you know, in multiplayer. The thing is, what I don't want to do is I don't want to do 400, you know, episodes or whatever of a map, and then play it in multiplayer on the weekends too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think your maps are brilliant, and I would tell you if I didn't, because I'm honest. You know what I mean? I think they're great.
No, I definitely appreciate that. You know, it's...
I still haven't found me a map to play on. I've looked at a few, but
I tell you, I was having a look today, and there's nothing that, like, I tell you what, I kind of like Ravenport. There's nothing that's kind of jumping out at me saying, play me, you know?
hang on, Goldcrest has been ported over. You could play that one. That lovely map.
that was a
Yeah.
shit map.
Yeah, that's...
Goldcrest?
Which one?
Yeah,
Goldcrest is
Goldcrest.
the worst map Giants ever did. It wasn't even a map. It was ETS with some fields on either side of it. That's all that was.
So we're waiting on Roy to do his fucking Bjornholm one that he promised us fucking
Yeah,
18
what the hell's
months ago.
Bjornholm?
I don't know when Farming Simulator turned into Train Simulator and Tree Cutting Simulator.
Well,
And,
yeah,
you know,
I feel the
that's
same way. But
That was 15.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't have an
tree
issue with
simulator.
tree cutting simulator because the EU will actually pay you to put trees on
they'll
your
pay
land
you
for
to play
however
it.
long.
Right. They'll pay you
And
to
they'll
play
pay you to maintain them. Like.
Right.
So that is
Trees-
part of farming.
Mhm.
trees, hedges, and all that is in mental payments, exactly, which is why every time I take a hedge down in Oldridge, I put it back somewhere, or I put a tree in somewhere, because you get payments for that. But as far as wholesale flawn commercial logging, not interested. Driving a train, I don't mind watching a train run around.
I think what they've done in 19 with the train is good in that it goes
it'll
around
just
by
run
itself.
itself. Yeah, yeah.
If
I'm
you
all
want
for that.
to use it, you can use it, but if you don't, it'll just take off, and it gives life to the
It does.
maps.
And the trains look really good now, where they didn't before. Like
I don't know.
Bringing
That
stuff
crossing in Ravenport,
Oh, it's a little ridiculous. Yeah,
that getting killed there trying to cross with the 4-wheel drive. Boom!
because the gates aren't like the train. The gates are going to come down regardless. The train isn't. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to stop coming down because you're in the middle of it. So if you got a long piece of equipment, you're trying to come out of the shop to cross that first gate. I got caught in it more than once. I would also like to see them bury the damn railroad tracks in the road instead of having them stick out feet like they do. But okay, whatever. But if they, and I get people love forestry, and the only reason I ever do forestry is if I need to cut down a limb or a tree that's in the way for whatever reason. But, okay. It's in the game, it's not going anywhere, so we're good.
Or we have a hurricane.
Or we have a hurricane, and I cut down, 200 trees on Drummer. Hey, listen, that's just me trying to the series, all right?
Yeah, no mind.
Look at a big ass pile of wood chips we have for that. And I accidentally deleted when I was cleaning out the mods, I accidentally deleted the heating plant, so I got to put that back. Because I was going to bring a load of wood chips down to it, and I'm like, where is it? Oh shit, I deleted it by accident.
I've probably still got it somewhere.
Just find your old save and copy and paste the line.
Yeah. Because I got rid of a lot of mods that we just weren't, a lot of ambient mods from when it was a single player series still, of just mods just sitting, just because they look good, but that's just dumb, no point in hogging up resources for no reason.
And I did find one map. I'm playing on the Michigan farming map. But
I was looking at that today. That's from Mod Hub US, right? Is that any good? Because I was actually looking at that.
I don't know whether I've got the latest version or not, but I downloaded it off a Facebook page
Okay.
from the people that made it.
Yeah, that like Mod Hub US, they just steal everybody's mods. I don't know if they put it up or whatever, but I saw it today.
It's big, I can tell you. Yeah.
It's big. Yeah.
I'd be playing it more if I had course play.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
doing everything by myself is.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about a big map. You kind of need course play to give it. Because a big farm like that, you wouldn't be doing it all yourself. You'd have a whole bunch of people working it. So.
Yep. Lots of people. I don't know. It's just the fields are bigger. I like that. The bigger fields.
I did see a very nice looking 200 cow shed today though on modhub.us as well. So I may have to pick that up and see if I can do something with that.
I wish it looked like an American farm cow
Well,
shed.
Yeah, this one's very American. It doesn't have all the timber on frame stuff. It doesn't look Bavarian like all the ones that are out now. And there's nothing wrong with that to anybody who lives in Bavaria, but I don't, and I like my cow sheds to look like I like them to look. Well, you make one then, yes. Not very difficult to make a triangle in Blender. Let me just say. I mean a rectangle. A rectangle.
I couldn't make either in Blender. I've got it on my computer.
Sure you can. Listen, Dan. If I can do it, shit. If I can make a copy of the USS Enterprise in Blender, anybody can.
That's what we need for farming sim.
Yes, we do.
We need the Enterprise flying around.
Could you put just put a big static spaceship above one of these fields, Roy, for the next version?
With the new lighting system, if you got it right, you cast a nice shadow.
That would be hilarious. Can you imagine? Just have it on a
Have it just up far enough that you can't see it.
all of a sudden, big glaring light. Whoa!
Or just put an invisible Enterprise somewhere in one of the fields.
That would be hilarious.
Remember where we parked.
Everybody remember where we were. What is meant by exact change? That's the best. That's the best Star Trek right there. That was my favorite.
The Voyage Home.
Yeah.
And they saved the way.
Again.
finally got to watch the whole movie for American Wealth in London, and I think the best line in that one was, "Have you ever tried talking to a corpse? It's boring."
You know, I've never seen those movies. I've never seen a
So
werewolf in any of those movies.
the American Wealth in Paris was just shit. Really bad.
Isn't that Michael J. Fox?
No, that was the
No.
Teen
Oh,
Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf. Never mind. Yeah, so I haven't seen that one either, obviously.
Yeah, back before they knew he had Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. Yeah. I'm just so glad, you know, they redid Ghostbusters and it was it was a travesty of a movie. And then I'm so glad they haven't tried to redo any of the Back to the Futures, because those are absolutely. I'm an '80s kid, right? Those are my favorites. I love those movies. I love all three of them. They're all equally as good. And I'm glad they never tried to remake those.
Don't think they had, and there's probably been. They just. I notice a lot of movies nowadays are just ones from back when I was a kid.
Sure. Oh, of course. But I mean, I don't know. Those movies are so iconic. It's kind of like.
It's like they're doing a sequel to Top Gun. I'm like,
Oh.
what is it? Does he get his
How are they going to
silver Walker wings
Right.
for his chest?
How are they going to do a sequel of Top Gun 30 years after the original? Of course, you'd hope he'd been an admiral by now.
This is a big field, David.
He wouldn't be flying still.
I mean, Goose is not dead in real life, but he's dead. So what would be the sequel? What would be the point?
He's probably trying to fly against his kid or something now.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, but he got his name cleared and everything at the end of Top Gun.
I don't know. I've read some stuff on it. I'm like, so I sort of want to see where it goes, but I'm like, really?
All right, I'm gonna go empty this because.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping I'm gonna go empty it. Let's put it
I
that
hope
way.
you're not standing on them spikes, right?
No, I'm not. Honestly,
This field for a minute.
true forestry is just farming in 50 years chunks. Not just cutting and chopping trees. You only leave landscaping's clear cut. Now in game I can terraform the roads and add groves of trees, micro map edits. Exactly. Well, you can, but there's no placeable trees anymore. They've removed them. Because people found out that you could put a placeable tree in, then cut it down and make a lot more money than what you paid to put it in there in the first place. And it was fully grown.
I've seen placeable trees in 19.
Yeah, I mean in the
There's a
defaults.
mod.
Yeah, there's a mod probably, but there's the Christmas tree. That's you can do that.
And you're absolutely
And-
right. I mean, forestry
can't cut
is
it down.
farming on a very long term.
Well, like you can, if you have a map, especially Riverview, you can go and you can thin out all the trees and then go back at a later stage and cut out the rest of them.
Yep.
Or like plant or thin out a row and plant a new row in there, make it more instead of clear felling it.
Like if somebody ever made an actual forestry simulator with a yarder and all the cool bits that you can
There
get,
is, isn't there? Or
it'd
there's
be
somewhere.
What, woodcutter simulator?
I don't know what it's called. Is it?
It's one of those UIG games and it's not good. Let's put it that way. But if somebody did one right, like say Discovery, we all know how much they like to make games that are,
Yeah, Gold Rush. Fish
Gold Rush.
Barons.
No, they're doing
they didn't
Deadliest
do
Catch.
that.
Deadliest Catch.
They did Deadliest Catch, which was awful.
And they're redoing it. Which will probably be just equally as awful.
Alaskan hunt rabbits, occasionally
And
drive a
that-
truck simulator coming
And
up.
that's not Discovery, though, is it?
That's Discovery, yeah.
Yeah, Alaskan Truck Simulator, yeah.
Yeah, that's Discovery. Because they couldn't call it Ice Road Truckers because that's the History Channel, and Discovery doesn't own a History Channel anymore. Actually, Discovery doesn't own anything anymore. There is no more Discovery. The guy who owns Discovery went off and started Curiosity Stream. I mean, Gold Rush is all right. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I like it.
I have to
But-
go play it again.
Deadliest Catch was just bad. was just bad.
Bad.
And it was, you know, you want to like that game because you love the show, and then the game was just awful. It's like, what did you do to this? I think Gold Rush in the beginning Gold Rush in the beginning was no prize either. It's way better now.
I like the show. I just can't watch it because it doesn't come on regular TV.
I can't stand Tony Beats, so I just don't watch it at all. Because all I do is swear at the TV when I watch it.
FDR's
Well, that's all
maps.
Tony does anyway.
Right. Well, the funny
Every
thing is,
third word with him is beep.
me and Tony Beats are about exactly the same person, which is probably why I can't stand him. It just annoys the shit out of me. And then Parker spends half the time you feel bad for him, and the other half the time you want to punch him in the face, so you can't win with him either. And the Hoffmans, I can't stand them.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Not on there anymore.
Yeah.
There.
Well, they had to.
Enough to do.
They had to. They were only losing money. They were losing money on purpose to be that part of the show. You know what I mean? The Hoffmans don't need the money. They're all millionaires on their own. They were just inept gold miners for the show. I did watch that Bering Sea Gold one for a little while, but then the woman, all the screaming, and I just, all right, that's enough of that. No, I just couldn't have it. I don't watch anything on Discovery. Well, Street Outlaws occasionally, but even that show is ridiculous. So.
FDR's maps and mods do that. There is a forestry map out. I can't remember what it's called, but there is one out.
Yeah,
Grizzly Mountain.
That's the one.
With the road that goes up the side of the hill, looks something like ice road truckers in the Middle East or whatever it was.
I'll give FDR credit. I mean, he's a hardcore forestry guy, and he makes his maps exactly the way he wants them, and they're cool. Just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to have the equipment. You know what I mean? To have all the equipment and everything. Like I know somebody had tried to make a yarder that actually worked and almost got it, but not quite. And that's it. That, unlike Farming Simulator, would be a game where I would just want to use all the cool equipment. You know what I mean? That's all really I would want to do with it. I mean, not that I don't want to use the cool equipment in Farm Sim. It's not my first priority. Like Gold Rush, you know, when they put in everything for a dollar mode, bonus. Now I can just use all the cool shit, don't have to grind through it.
Hey, Moondog.
But they have since gotten rid of that mode, so. Back to the grind.
You guys have a nice night. I'm going to jump in the other room. I'm not feeling the best, so.
Okay.
All right, Moondog. Hope you feel better, man.
Yeah. Like cold weather.
Yeah.
So.
Amen. I know you feel, yeah.
Yep. All right. Yeah.
All right,
See ya.
take it easy.
Yeah.
I'll be ending my stream soon as well because it's like 1:45.
That's
Yeah.
quite good.
David's in a zone over here.
I know he is.
Harvester.
I'm just looking at it thinking, yeah, damn, this is a big field. For Maypole, this is a big field.
Yeah, the chances of me staying for this whole field to be done are pretty slim, but I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to let down the team, but
Just up and down, up and down. It's a weird shaped field, do it in sections.
So I'll go for a couple of more minutes and then I'm going to end because I've got to be up in 4 hours.
I'm drive to the morning off. Unless they're screaming at kids and then I have to get up and go out and after that, stay a bit.
yeah, no idea what you were doing there, but okay.
Who?
You. I assumed you were going to go turn the corner there, but
No, I ain't going up and down.
you haven't. Oh, all right, I see what you get. Okay.
I've been going up and down for the last. However, I've done the bit down the bottom and now I'm going up and down to clear this bit.
Yeah, I got you.
And I'll be going up and down for the rest of the field because the rest of the field then is some bit.
All right. I'll hang
I've done this field a few times before.
You have? Okay.
Yeah, I've harvested this one before. I've done most of the fields on this map, I'd say.
Wow.
All right, I'll stick with you. If you're gonna finish it, I'll stick. I go smoke over it.
Yeah.
Choice of missions, you get to do a lot more of the fields.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of fun. Almost.
That's what I'm saying.
versions
Like I prefer doing the missions, and that you get to do different stuff, use different equipment, and do different fields. I mean, there's 65 fields on this map with missions.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shortage of missions
Yeah.
and different stuff to do.
Mission simulator.
So it's 2
There's
o'clock in
gotta
game.
be a mission simulator than missionary position simulator.
2 p.m. in game in fucking almost 2 o'clock in the morning in real life. Only just over 12 hours difference between, but
Yeah, see where that bit where you're standing there, right?
yeah, I see it. The field just comes.
Just that bit, just that corner.
Yeah, it's just
Like
move
the
the
rest
field
of it is-
boundary in just slightly, and then
The
they'll
rest
get rid of it.
The rest of it is tight, but it's doable with that, just that bit.
Yeah, I'll just bring it.
The wrong side of the fence.
I'll just bring it up in the editor and just move the field boundary just slightly, and then it'll be tight because it's.
Yeah, because if you look the other side, like if you look the other side, the 28 is up to the fence the other side.
Yeah.
So they come as the same land plot, did you?
Do they?
Or they're
No,
separate?
no, they're separate. I'm pretty sure.
Like,
No,
I
they're
haven't had
the
any
same
issue
land plot. My bad.
with- They are.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, like, there's been no issues in harvesting them, do you know, that kind of way? Either one, like.
And it's
So it's not like
250,000 to
field
buy.
boundaries colliding.
I mean, 250,000 to buy. You definitely make your money from these 2 fields.
They're 2 big fields because that sheep one has that big, massive wooded area at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's no shed there. You can use the whole field.
Yeah,
If you clear
FDO.
out, if you clear out them things, like you'd have.
Oh yeah, definitely. FDO will give me the placeable trees to diversify the forest for looks not to cut. Okay. So you can't cut them, or you can cut them, but you just wouldn't want to cut them. I guess it's the second of them. Yeah, and of course speed updates flat as well, so if you want to put a shed up there you can, and you wouldn't really have to do much terraforming.
No.
And you could probably even put one of the small animal pastures up there if you so wish to, and then you've got all of this grass field then to mow and feed them if you do sheep. Yeah, if you cut them trees down you definitely get the sheep pasture in there.
Oh, that's plenty big. Sure, we're nearly getting the compost master in there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite, because and then you put the shed in there.
Yeah.
Since it's about 5 hours later than I've been on a computer for like 2 weeks. It's not that cold in here tonight, so it's all right. Normally, as soon as the sun goes down, nope, too cold about.
Glad to see you stood in the pole this time, not the spikes.
Yeah, it was getting a little uncomfortable.
Just admiring your balancing act on the wire.
it's safer than being on the ground with you in a combine. I've already got run over by you once.
I was in case Armour was looking, just so he doesn't think I told him off.
Oh, I know for I know that.
that. Stand there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've had a pallet in front of me once. I've probably had a pallet on my head once as well.
Well, no, I put a pallet underneath you.
Well, I had Stu trying to pick me up with a front loader the other day. I've been run over by you. Moondog tried to run me over.
As it happens when you stay there
Yeah.
and don't move for long enough.
Uh-huh.
Thing is, I had to put the pallet under you while talking to you. You just were doing something else.
Mm-hmm. I like building. To me, that is part of the game. Leave the map looking better than you found it.
There you go. Great thing about placeables.
Yep. So the best map to start off with then is a blank map. Because you can design it to your liking within the game then. Especially with all the placeable sell points.
The only part of map making that's like from scratch, and I've done this part a couple of times, that's fiddly is if you're using dem data, like real terrain data, that can be fiddly. But once you master that, there's nothing to do it. I mean, listen, I love Grant. Everybody knows that. If me and Grant can do it, shit. Anybody can do it.
Well, this is real dem data. This
Yeah.
map.
I know.
You know, it's, and this was my first attempt at it.
Yeah, right.
One with the strain in, yeah. Yeah. Same.
No, it wasn't my phone. It was off.
I would build a map, but it'd be called Messed Way Up Farm. LOL. That's why you start off
The names
with.
you've come up with, Dan.
No, I'll do it when you.
That's why I would edit a map or start it off editing a map.
It's there. Listen, I mean, I don't know how else to put this. If my dumbass can do it, I mean, there's very few things you can do to a map to break it, and I've done them all.
Yeah.
So
It looked like it. Just do it.
trust me, when I had the crisis at Old Grange, when a map wouldn't load, I was like, oh my god! You spend 2 weeks rebuilding it.
Right, I'm going to end the stream there though. So, thanks for watching.
Watching everybody.
Bye.
Bye.